Go live? Yes. Peanut butter. Give me just a second, peanut butter. You ready? Hold on. Hold on. Hang on. How you doing, Mr. Meowers? Okay. It's a key. You shush. GG. Oh, packages. You got like stuff on your. Stop it. I'm just kidding. You. Alright, let's see how loud this is.
I am standing on $5 million of real money, the largest grand prize.
So this is the new Amazon Mr. Beast show.
Entertainment history. And competing for this $5 million are these 1,000 contestants. Come on in.
That's a lot of fucking
people.
people.
What you are witnessing is real. A record-breaking number of 1,000 players is currently.
Damn, they put a lot of money into this.
Only one of these 1,000 people you are
Holy
seeing.
shit.
Hey, Catherine. Oh, yeah.
have what it takes to beat everyone around them and take home this generational wealth of $5 million. Welcome to B-Scams.
I grew up homeless.
Damn, that's a lot of
I
people.
want to help other homeless kids, and that $5 million would mean everything to help me get there.
If I win $5 million, I can use that to make passive income for the rest of my life.
It would provide
Nice.
the opportunity
Never have to.
Wait, so is this on YouTube or is he watching this like on Netflix? I think he's. Mr. Beats. Oh, okay, no, he posted it, I'm pretty sure. I think it's that.
To get a job.
My dad, the difference that money can make and how it can support a community, completely getting my whole family out of the poverty pipeline.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clowns that want to donate the money. I'm buying jet skis and gold chains.
Nice.
I will die for this. I will die for $5 million.
This is gonna be crazy. Everyone's so excited. Good luck, man.
This show is bigger than anything you could ever imagine. We've got the most players, millions of dollars.
That's
of cash
nuts.
prizes on top of the $5 million. We're giving away a Lamborghini and a
Ooh.
multi-million-dollar island. We even
What?
built an
What?
entire city.
An island?
I'm Mr. Beast. These are my 5 friends, and what you are about to see will blow your mind.
Before the games begin,
Where's
I have
Chris?
an offer for all of you. Most shows have a grand prize of $1 million.
Yes.
But on our show, we're going to give away $1 million before we even play the first game.
That's actually kind of cool.
Bring out $1 million.
They have the Squid Games, guys? Oh, God. Look at the masks.
It's going to take a second. $1 million is a lot of money.
Those $1
There's
bills.
currently $1 million in cash sitting in front of me. Throw 10
Yo, what up, James?
minutes on the clock. You will have this 10 minutes to make a decision. Stay in the game
Or press the button on your tablet and eliminate yourself.
Those of you that eliminate yourselves will evenly split this $1 million I'm standing behind. So, if only one of you eliminates yourself, you'll become a millionaire. But if 50 of you eliminate yourselves, you'll each get $20,000.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this is a pretty
Hell no.
good dynamic. I like this.
So,
What's the prize
I
pool?
like that, yeah.
The prize pool probably is huge.
do you really think that you are that 1 in 1,000 player? The
Yeah.
rightful champion winner of that $5 million? Or
Oh, they're competing for $5 million? Shoot. That's a tough one. Because, like, if you were getting, like, $100,000, $200,000, that wouldn't be that bad. But if you were getting, like, $20,000, it'd be like... No, there's no way.
do you want to take the easy way
No.
out and walk away
I just don't see anyone... Either, like, no one's gonna do it, or a lot of people are gonna do it.
with money while you still can? Start the timer.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
What will my family think if I say no to so much money?
Take the deal. Take the deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money.
I will not leave this podium. I will not go home until that $5 million is mine.
Oh, we got one. We got our first taker.
I mean, he's... Okay, so they all know? I mean, yeah, just let him have the $1 million. Fuck it.
As of right now, you're a millionaire. Someone else hit it. All right, now you're only a 500,000 air.
Oh.
Like, no one else hit it. Stop it, guys. Stop it. No.
Wait, why are they all doing it right now? Why wouldn't you just wait until the end so you could make a more educated decision? Because, like, so if this was me, I would wait until 1 minute left, because at that point I would know what's going to happen. Like, what a bunch of retards. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're not playing that good. They're playing this very bad.
In a million years, I'd be...
No, you guys think it's staged? This is no, you're thinking about it from the perspective of yourself. You need to think about it from the perspective of an average person dealing with a number. Do you know what people don't understand? Numbers. They don't get like what is like how do you how many what are these like what are numbers, right?
What are these things? What are they? Numbers.
You could miss out. Yeah, they're dumb. So I could easily see this happen. Okay.
I had a bunch of people say that statistics was like really hard. But then I was like, that was like my favorite class. I hated every other math class.
Okay, here we go.
Right now, if you press the button, that's 250 grand.
No.
Hey, what's up, Panther?
200 grand? $200,000. Because it's not worth it now. I mean, I'm not taking the bribe. No chance. I'm here for the long haul.
Uh-huh.
Do you think I'm going to take
Dang. There's so many people hitting it now.
the deal?
No.
No way,
This
Jimmy.
seems crazy.
No way.
You pressing it?
No way.
Pressing it? Well, why not?
Well, you should wait until the last second.
And that's less people we have to compete against.
Yeah.
But how many people are thinking the same thing that they're going to press it on the last second? And then it's going to immediately go down to like 10,000.
Only 7 people?
There's 2 minutes left. There's 2 minutes left. There goes.
How are people so bad at math?
2 minutes?
It said there's 2,000 contestants. And so if you divide 5 million with a probability of 2,000, like how do you do this? Oh, 1,000 still. How do you not do that math?
I actually thought there was like 100 contestants, and I was iffy then. There's 1,000 contestants? That's crazy. Hell no.
90 grand's a lot.
That's a lot of people to press a button.
$5 million?
Under 1 minute remains.
Don't you dare.
Like, why would you waste all that time to go out there and be on the game show and all that? Be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll take it. Bye.
Get out of here.
Okay, here we go.
10 seconds. Press it now. Hey, y'all are crazy.
Yeah, now everybody, yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Are you serious? No
Wow.
way. In the end, the total amount of button presses
Bald.
was 52.
Bruh. I'd be so mad. There's no way I would have pressed it.
People, which means congratulations, you each just
Oh, I forgot. I'm not even in the camera.
won a little under $20,000. All 52 of you are now eliminated. I have a feeling a lot of these contestants still in are going
You two have a good evening. You as well. And have a good dinner.
to regret not taking that money because this next game might be the most cutthroat thing I've ever done. Should have took the money.
With this money.
You have to make people, you need to make the contestants hate each other. If the contestants are happy and smiling at each other, you've messed up. Nobody should be smiling unless they're looking at somebody else lose.
Changed my life. Absolutely.
You need villains? Okay.
Don't want to live in a city. So much more.
I'm ready to go to the city. I'm ready to go to the city. I'm ready to go to the city.
I do not belong here. I don't know how I made it here. I have no strategy.
How could you have a strategy?
To the 948 of you that rejected my offer, there is no turning back. The Beast Games has now begun.
948, okay.
And for the first game, you will all be competing as teams. This row is a team, this row is a team, this row is a team. You
I think that the production for this is really good. Yeah, this is really high quality.
get the point. Each massive row of 80 players will be working together. Yeah, but I wouldn't cheer quite yet. And that's because in order for your team to move on, someone must sacrifice themselves. Meaning that they will have to
What?
Get to have some fun.
will walk away from $5 million just so some of you can continue to compete.
This is where it gets good. His name's Peanut Butter.
in these games.
Really thinking right now, I probably should have taken that 20K.
So if you didn't take the money to go home, why would you sacrifice yourself for the team?
I feel like I
He's like, stop petting me.
have to sacrifice myself. I just want people to know I really do care about them.
I wouldn't sacrifice myself. There's no way. No, because like if you sacrifice yourself, you lose. If nobody sacrifices themselves, you lose. The outcome's the same. Yeah, so it's the easiest decision of my life.
And I wish more games were like that. So I'm not going. I know you're not going. I know he's not going.
We're gonna bite the bullet. I'm not touching it, please.
Someone for the greater good of the whole team has to leave.
What's it look like down that way?
It won't be me.
Nobody? Holy.
Oh yeah, and guys, one more thing. This game has already started.
Okay.
It will not end until the last 3 rows to eliminate someone will all be eliminated together.
That's good. I like that. That's clever. Okay.
9 of the 12
All right.
rows will be moving on.
Yeah, good one, Jimmy.
Oh, whoa! That was
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, but it's-
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Somebody else might do it.
Stop.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. One more.
Come on, guys, and we're all gonna go. Press it. Press it. 102.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Imagine if this is a death game. The IGN wouldn't have given him the 2 then. Now this is the good stuff, right? With the sad music and everything.
I did it. You're welcome.
Wait. Sorry, I think I missed something. If someone didn't press the button, the whole row got eliminated?
Now, the best plot twist that he could do would be if doing that only selected you to not be in the random selection to get removed.
It probably is.
That would have been better. Because you have to, the thing is that with these things, you have to fuck with people's heads. Like, you think about how can you take the worst aspects of people and make money off of them? But wouldn't happen? No, yeah, that would be interesting. Exactly. Unpredictability, exactly. Yes.
What do you want?
Or the button presser stays and the rest goes? I thought about that, but no, it's too many people.
Our whole row was just eliminated by
Yo, the whole row got eliminated. That's crazy. It is just from the selflessness of just certain people that some rows didn't get eliminated. That's crazy. Hey, Ms. Vaven. Oh. Okay.
Wife is still in there. Only takes one person to win that $5 million, not two.
Yeah.
Good luck, babe. All the kids and I will be rooting for you at home.
Where am I? Wait, did I die? I'm not even paying attention. I also didn't even drink the freaking pre-pots. They're still in my inventory. What have I been doing? That's actually kind of funny. And I have a really good raid too. What the fuck?
For sure.
I'm trying not to cry.
Oh.
Oh, it was the last 3. Dang, that's even it's even crazier. Traffic? No. I haven't left my house in like a few days.
Oh, she's mad.
In a very platonic way. I love you.
You took one for your team.
I did. All of these people deserve a chance to win.
Whoa. How you feeling?
I'm sad.
Everyone in your row, give her a round of applause.
Yo, I died here? Did I just AFK too long? It's so funny. I was like, wait, how did I get it at the beginning?
For sacrificing herself.
Oh my God!
Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, is it even possible to drop
This is so good.
There's no way they can do that and not tell them ahead of time because of liability. So yeah, and that's the thing, into the void, right? Because if they leaned forward and they hit their head, they could die, it could break somebody's neck, right? And so, well, no way. No, you can make a real, you can make a real reality show like that. He's killing them? No, he's not. If he was, I would have already seen the entire thing. I would have already watched the whole thing. So, it's fake. Yeah.
80 people at the same time? And the answer is yes. Drop the row.
All right, to be fair, this is...
That's actually crazy looking. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Absolutely a cinema.
Like, these are real people, bro. They're just fucking...
Oh, my God. Oh, it's good. I love it.
This row also...
Oh, that's amazing.
And that could have actually all been CGI'd in, but still, that was funny to look at.
Themselves. So...
Oh, there they go.
Well, that's good.
I think we mixed it up for this final row. Hey, whoever's in the back, just start hitting random buttons.
Just hitting random buttons.
Oh, this is terrifying.
Everybody raising hands and dropping? Yeah.
That was diabolical.
Bro, somebody said, yeah, here's how to win the $5 million. You want to know the real secret? Lean forward when they do that, hit your head on the front of it, and then sue the company. Instant winner.
I mean, they probably already thought about that, though. More than likely.
That's why I got number.
Shut up.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
And with that,
Now, that was funny. That was good.
this challenge is officially over. They should have got someone else.
I'm excited for another challenge, but also nervous.
So it's going to be tough. It's going to be stressful, but it's going to be over soon, and we're going to make it to the city, baby. Let's go.
The city she's talking about is no joke.
Okay.
This massive building you're seeing here is only the beginning. Welcome.
It's so staged. No, I don't think it's entirely staged.
At the end of this episode, contestants who progress will move into their very own city.
Okay.
On top of that, later this season, they'll be fighting for their spot.
Or like
on
a percentage.
to a
Maybe even less than half.
multi-million-dollar private island, which one of them will be winning. They'll also be firing cannons on real pirate ships.
What?
There's monster trucks. They'll run for their lives from real...
Yeah, I think that focusing on the spectacle of the challenges is actually not a great idea. I think that the game, like this show would have been better if it had one-on-one film interviews with people that voted themselves out crying. Like, yeah, focus on the people, right? Because, like, the spectacle works really well with, like, YouTube videos because of it, like, the inherent clickbait of it. But with a TV show, you have to get people coming back on a regular basis. There's not enough... Yeah, nobody's crying, really. Like, nobody's hurt. Nobody is, you know, not able to pay for medical bills. Like, it's not... Come on.
Navy SEALs. And they will have to decide if a train eliminates their closest friends. And of course, they will have opportunities to win millions of dollars on top of the grand prize. However, not all of them are confident.
I guess the sad reality is not everybody can win.
Really? Thanks, Baldy. I had no... I thought... Wait. Really?
I think the odds are stacked against me. I've seen my competition.
No shit.
The reality of it is that people are going to have to go. And I understand that at any moment it can be me. The fact that it hasn't been me really has a lot to do with luck, but that's the name of the game. And that's why we're here, to get down to one sole contestant who's going to take home the $5 million.
I have a 4-month-old son. My dad, he's a military vet.
I left my wife and my 3-year-old.
See, this is the good stuff. This is... Yeah, here we go. Now you need more of this.
Son.
But I want to fight for his future. Nothing I won't do.
Yeah.
No place I won't go.
I will do anything it takes to win that money.
I've made amazing friends. Watching them get eliminated, it's brutal. And sure, each round we all get closer to winning. But
I don't think that that's the right direction for them to take it in because they haven't built up any prior relationships for the people watching. So, like, there's no emotional, you know, pull with that. It's too soon. Yeah.
Moving on means saying goodbye to some really good people.
$705. What? That's a lot.
Are you guys ready for the next challenge?
Okay.
All right. I'm gathering these games might be a little stressful for you. So for this next game, let's introduce something a little more familiar. You'll notice attached to each of your towers are some colored boxes. Inside these boxes are blocks. Your goal is to stack all of your blocks on top of the red starting block within 10 minutes. I don't care how you do it, as long as every block is stacked before the timer hits 0. At the end of the 10-minute timer, if any of your blocks are not stacked on top of that red block, or your tower falls over, you'll be eliminated. I will only be eliminating the first...
Imagine stacking all your blocks and sitting there for like 8 minutes. And then you accidentally like move and hit your blocks.
100 towers that fall over.
I'm shaking. I got it. You shaking, bro?
You are free to be...
This is old school RuneScape. And I'm doing a raid.
Again, what?
But I'm doing it by myself. Kinda. You're supposed to do it with people. But...
Once the timer starts.
Okay. Okay.
And go! We're going until 100
All right.
are eliminated.
Ooh, I didn't really
Go slow. So far in these games, this exact room was deafeningly loud.
See, this is a good one because if the tower falls, then you fail. Right? So you can watch them fail and you get to see the expression on their face when they fail.
Somehow, even with over 700 players remaining.
Yeah, that's a good one.
In this moment, it was nearly dead silent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Imagine like being in the situation of stacking blocks for $5 million. Like, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Okay. Come on. We haven't seen a single person fail yet? Ah, idiot! Not stupid! Get out of here! Get out of here! L. Tower fallen. Open the gates. Get her out.
Dang.
Yep. Now that's good. Now we need to see more of that. Yeah, rip Bozo.
Oh no! Are you okay?
No, that's good. The little the.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's.
Still have more time.
Oh my god.
Make as many squares as possible. So it's flat, 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 so it's less height. How does mine look? Do you see any weaknesses?
Top
Very
left.
solid.
Yeah, you want to go over there because it's leaning a little bit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No. You want to go over here. You want to counterweight it. Yeah.
Mine's done, but I can do.
Why would you jump up and down?
I decided to go as strong as wide.
Do you mind if I poke it?
I would mind if you poked it. I do not want you to poke it.
Okay, I won't poke it then.
There, later.
Oh, idiot.
I'm gonna let you handle this one.
Why do I gotta handle it?
You got it, babe. Come on. Trust yourself.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I still.
See, this is boring because there's nobody who's intentionally sabotaging other people. See, next time that they do a show like this, you need to have the assholes on that are like clapping and like making loud noises and like, oh, you know, doing this as soon as they drop one, getting people to fall down. It's forbidden, maybe. Yeah, but that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it fun to watch.
Can you hand it back? I can't. Sorry. I can't. Sorry.
Oh. Oh.
This might be the sound.
The sound effects and everything.
No, brother. This...
Back to Fortnite.
It's tilting over this way.
They're adding in fake screams.
Put it more towards the right
I mean, I guess it could be real, but they're not happening in that second.
side.
This side?
Center it out, yeah.
Please mess her up. Please mess her up.
And hold it first.
Please mess her. Oh, come on.
Attention contestants, do not move. I repeat, do not move. If less than 100 towers have fallen, we will continue until 100 towers do fall. And so while we're counting how many towers have fallen, if I were you, I would stand very, very still.
Stressing me out. I'm not even there.
I'm really hoping that there were 100 other towers that fell over before mine.
I'm scared to move. I
You idiot. You idiot. Ooh, ooh, idiot. Ooh, idiot. That's what you get.
Is our control room with all the guards, and they're not going to stop until they've time-stamped every tower falling using our world record holding 1,107 camera system to find out which 100 towers fell first and who is going home.
I think you're totally good. You're definitely, like, good.
Don't say it to me.
You're not good. She's done. It's over. Ooh, wow. Losers lose.
All right, everybody, can I have your attention? We needed 100 eliminations.
Let me guess. They only got 70?
And after reviewing footage from over 1,000 cameras in this room, I have a verdict. Over 100 towers have fallen.
Damn, what a bunch of morons.
If your tower is currently knocked over, you might still be in.
There's so much tension. Even me, my legs are shaking.
On the count of 3, I am going to reveal the eliminated players. Are you ready to see who's eliminated? 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh. Not so bad. Yep, that's right. Okay.
There's a lot of people who thought they were out who are still in. And it looks like some people who are out and didn't realize they were.
That's God. That's God. I told
That's decent. Not so bad.
Let's get after it.
I'm just crying a little bit. I'm in. Noah's gone though. So that's harder. That's harder. But I'm in.
Will you join me in saluting the people who are about to be dropped? Everyone salute.
Guys, don't worry. The first few minutes of the fall are scary.
Carl.
But after that, it's totally fine.
Drop them.
I think that's a pretty decent one.
After this next challenge,
That's a pretty decent one, I would say. But I do think that, like, whenever you're dealing with, like, large amounts of contestants, the best way to eliminate them is look at psychological ways that you can put people against a group and make a group be able to identify one individual and then get rid of them. Right? You have to, like, capitalize on, like, tribalism.
we'll officially
Like a
move into
bomb?
our
Okay,
city.
yeah. I like that. Bomb. Good idea.
All of you have made it very far.
Let's get it, baby.
It would be a shame to go out here. The only problem is the city has 500 beds and there's over 600 of you.
No.
Okay, good.
We need to get rid of over 100 people.
I like that. Okay, that sounds good.
Little game. For this game, you will again be competing in a team. But this time, it's the row to your left and right, which means they will vary in number. What do you think I'm going to be having you guys do? Bribe!
It's gonna be a bribe. A bribe.
That is correct. This game is the final hurdle between you and moving on in this competition. I will be offering bribes, and whichever person accepts it will eliminate themselves and their rows. The bribes will keep going up, and we will keep eliminating rows until we have 500 people. All you have to do is take your hand, push that button, and you will instantly be brought briefcases full of money. Almost immediately, the room erupted in chaos.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that one. Finally, I'm pushing that button low-key. Well, it depends on how much money it is, right? I mean, if they were offering you a lot, then yeah, it's an obvious decision, right? They need to get the people talking to each other. I think that the contestants are too separated, man. But like with 500 of them, I see how it's hard to do that.
And people started to introduce one another by their name.
My name's Jonathan.
Alejandro, that's my name.
And not their number. Because in this final game, the only way to move on is by working together.
Okay. They ain't that the people vote others out? Yeah.
We got this, we got this, we got this. I swear on everything, I will not take a bribe.
400. No, we're not doing it. Nothing. We are not.
Let's go.
If it was over $50,000, I would do it instantly. Actually, if it was over like 20,000, I'd do it. Yeah, it's not even a question.
We got a good team right here.
Like the ideal outcome here is someone who is telling people don't take bribes, don't take bribes, don't take bribes. That person gets a bribe and they take it. That is the ideal cinema outcome for this game.
Baby, we ain't doing this for nothing, baby. Come
Yeah.
on. Let's go.
And it's like they can force that too. Because like they know who's gonna get it. They can decide who gets it.
You can't. You can say you can't.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything to it.
It's kind of hard to.
Is there
a number?
Yeah.
There it is.
This could be one of the biggest.
There it is. Honest.
He's like a devil on the shoulder, bro.
Are you ready for the first bribe? Guard, bring it on out. I've got a briefcase here with $10,000.
That's it? $10,000.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go for that one.
I had a feeling
Oh shit.
would go for that 10 grand. But the good news is we have a lot of money. Bring out the next briefcase.
Let's go.
Now I have $20,000 up here.
Yo, Jordan. Just letting you know, you scaring people, bro.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm chilling.
Uh-huh.
What dollar amount would it take to screw your row over?
None. That dollar amount right over there.
I mean, we're going until people leave, so.
Well, we ain't leaving. Hey! Wait, what?
You knew he was gonna be the fucking guy, bro. Like, you knew it was gonna be him. Bro, he's just keeping it real. That's it. Yep. He says, I did it. Yep.
That's crazy. I felt so secure with the line.
Yeah, we're done.
All right. What's the rationale?
It's Beast Games. Like, we're not here to make friends. 400.
I'm so sad that he doesn't get to keep going. This guy, they need to have had, yeah. They need to have this guy. Absolutely, yes. This is the kind of guy that you want to have go all the way to the finals.
We're not doing it. Nothing. The fact is, I'm here for myself and my family, and
That's right.
Hey, gotta respect it.
I did it, bro.
That's right. Good decision.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, it just didn't do anything.
Okay, this is good.
There was 8 players in
Yeah.
You weren't crying.
There are now 597 players remaining.
Right.
AKA 97 more people need to be eliminated.
Okay.
So, who wants $20,000?
Nobody's going for it.
No? Well, all right. How about $50,000? 50 grand?
Damn, that went up fast.
Who do you think is the weakest link in your entire row?
Between us, 674. When it was first announced there was going to be this competition, we all looked at each other and we were like, no way. And he was, I think, the one that was just kind of like,
Do
okay,
it.
Yeah, no.
Everyone trusts each other here, right? All right. It's a $5 million trust.
He's thinking. I'm nervous about that.
Oh! Who did it? Oh my God, he pressed it.
Dang.
You knew it was going to be this guy too, bro. Like, he had that look in his eye. You knew it was going to be him, man. You just look at him, you know it's going to be him. That's it. Yeah.
The guy that you were worried about.
Yep.
Oh boy, they're walking in front of the people you eliminated. Let's see if anyone else wants 50 grand.
Right here.
I like that. Walking in front of the people. That's actually, now that's good. That is cinema right there.
Dog.
Dude, what the Walter?
I feel bad for those guys, but
If you just don't turn around, they don't exist.
yeah, that's kind of the mindset.
If you just turn around, they don't exist. Bro, Mr. Beast gave away his whole strategy for dealing with the YouTube drama. He gave it away. Oh, shit. And he's right. Yes, he is. He's right.
Don't take 50K. That's so stupid. I don't even
Why
wanna
is...
look at him.
Wait, how is that stupid?
Don't forgive him.
There's still 583 people here. Remember, we're going until we're under 500 people.
Oh.
What made you press it?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't trust my teammates.
Really? You thought your team was about to do it?
I thought she was gonna do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, are you serious?
All right, someone else hit it. We got another 50 grand taker.
See, the best outcome for this would be at the end of it to tell all the people that they push the button that they're the ones that are going to stay. Just to make sure that you get all of the sharks, you keep the sharks in the water, man. Yeah, that's stupid. Why would they? Because it is unfair and it rewards people for doing the wrong thing. And I think that that unfairness is compelling. They'd have to have some fish. Yeah, you need to have sharks. That's evil. I love it. I'm telling you guys.
You just broke my heart, man.
Like you said, it was either you or me.
Right.
Trust my team. I think we got it. I think we're going to the city.
We good. This ain't changing nothing. Yeah, we good.
Don't be...
I'm not even gonna look at it.
Please push the button. Please be the guy that pushes it.
Have you ever had an opportunity
Please.
in your entire life to raise your finger, tap a button,
And win $100,000?
and instantly give yourself $50,000 in cash?
Yep. I thought they were going to raise it again.
Oh my God.
Looks like someone hit it.
Sorry, babe.
In this challenge, I've already given away 320 grand, but I still need to eliminate 55 more players. Luckily on this show, I have unlimited money to give away.
Another really funny thing would be if they made the contestants give the person who pushed the button the money. Like, carry the briefcase over to them.
Hey, can you hand this to him?
This row is dedicated.
Yeah.
Their arms are in their shirts.
I ain't going nowhere.
Let's take it up a notch. My new offer is $80,000.
That's psychotic. Yeah, of course.
We're getting
Up
close to 500.
instantaneous.
Anyone else want 80 grand?
I'm gonna have to go first.
Yep.
Another one.
This is getting crazy.
Take the money. It's the right thing to do for you.
You guys are crazy. It's a ridiculous amount of money. We got another press. We got another press.
Did you press it?
I took it. For my family, I gotta do that one.
Dude. We all have families here, man.
There are
Not anymore.
14 of you left. 14 more eliminations to go. To get us over the hump, bring out 2 more briefcases.
$100,000.
Final offer, $100,000 to anyone that self-eliminates until we have 500 players remaining.
Please let it be one of the guys that said not to do it. Please.
All right. There's 508 of you. I still need 8 more to go. $100,000
Oh boy.
on the line. This could be the last button press.
Were they happy they lost out? No, they thought that was it. And they would continue.
I won't even look at it.
What is going on?
Who was it?
All right, 173 hit it. Let's see if there's 8 people there.
Yep.
1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Uh-oh.
Small problem. There's only 7 people in his row, which means
501.
501. No way. And I only have 500 beds in the city.
Double the money.
Don't hit it.
No, I don't think that's scripted. I don't.
In the city.
Yeah, they probably didn't script it that way.
Tesla, okay?
We're going to the city. Take the money. The city.
So far in this game,
Hands in pockets, Gary.
people from all over the room were boasting about trust.
We can trust each other, right?
Hell no. Who was it?
The people who you think you can trust the most are actually
Oh my God.
the people you can trust the least.
Yes.
He said, hands in your pockets, Gary. Because I'm going to push that button. I don't want you to.
Yes. Fucking yes. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Please start crying. Now this is good. This is the good stuff right here.
If your tower is white, you are officially moving on to episode 2.
Yeah. They feel dumb? Yeah.
It's official. Let's go.
Congratulations!
We're going to the city! Baby.
And the final taker, $100,000.
Let's go, baby.
And with that, under 500 contestants.
It's okay. I forgive him.
This is the good part right here.
We've already given away over $2 million, breaking the world record for the most amount of money given away in the first episode of a show ever. And this is just episode 1. And at the end, someone is winning $5 million, the largest grand prize in any show in history. You still got a chance! And to the 493 of you still competing, say your goodbyes to your fallen comrades. It's time for you to move into your brand new home. And to the rest of you, say goodbye to $5 million.
Ooh. Do it, Mr. Beast. Kill them.
This is the most insane thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. Mr. Beast is harvesting them? He is.
Hi, guards, open the gate. Welcome to the city I built for you.
So,
Welcome to
Beast City. Oh God.
I spent over $15 million
Jesus.
literally building a city from scratch.
That's crazy.
And now it's the
Feast.
city
Oh
you'll
my
call home
God.
for the next month.
Feastables Cafe. Are you kidding me?
Reveal the final twist of this episode.
Good
Let
one.
me remind you what you have to look forward to. I just want to say you should all be proud of yourselves for making it this far. We started with 1,000 contestants. You have made it to the top 500. And we're just getting started. In coming episodes, you will see the most insane, psychological,
They've got
emotional, and expensive games in the history of entertainment, where people will compete for their very own private island if they can escape the Navy SEALs hunting them down. Go! Go! You'll watch players make the choice between a train eliminating their friends in unfathomably large amounts.
They should have had the Navy SEALs with paintball guns. And if they shoot you, you're out.
of money.
$1 million!
And winning a brand new
Real Guns are season 2.
Lamborghini. And so
Yeah.
much more. Good luck. Which one of these 493 players will make entertainment history? As their lives will change.
Throw GoPros
so
on them? Yeah,
will their
exactly.
bank accounts. And one of them will become the champion winner of the largest real cash grand prize in the history of entertainment.
Are you ready? Ready! Throw up the 24-hour timer.
When this timer hits 0, a game will begin where half of you will be eliminated.
Damn.
This show will take place over the next month. So if I were you, I'd get comfortable in this city. You're gonna need it.
300K after taxes, yeah. You know, 5 million isn't that much, thanks to inflation. 5 million is a lot of money, okay? Just shut up. What do you mean 5 million isn't that much? What are you talking about? So, okay, this is what I think about the show. I think that it's a really good idea, but I think that they lean too heavily on the spectacle of the events rather than the personal connections. And I think that it kind of makes sense at the
We want to see people cry.
beginning because you just have so many people, but you also probably, like, I think that personifying the characters a little bit more would have been better. It'll probably get there. Yeah, and I hope that, like, towards the end of the series, they focus more on the individual, just, like, absolute devastation of losing the game, right? That's it. You can't possibly shed light on 1,000 people. Exactly. But you do preliminary interviews with all of them. So when the people that, you know, it's like, oh, I'm doing this because, like, my kid, you know, needs a wheelchair. Like, when that person gets eliminated by some, like, fat guy that wants to buy, like, Whataburger, and then the Whataburger guy ends up actually continuing and she doesn't, well, then that's what really gets people invested, right? That's what really gets, yeah, grandma's medical bills? Well, I guess not. And so that's the content. And so you have to remember that reality TV shows like this it is a food chain. And if you don't capitalize on the people that, like, you basically have to exploit the worst parts of humanity. And if you can do that, then maybe the show will be successful. Why not just do The Purge? No, I would stop watching because of that. Yeah, but you're probably not the target audience. The thing is that, and there's a lot of people that say that they would stop watching, but then they would be talking about it all the time, and they would be saying how much they didn't like it, and then they're bringing attention to it more, and they're complaining about it, and like then they're on Twitter saying, oh, it's so bad, and then it's like they watch and the person gets eliminated, and they say, yes, thank God they got eliminated. It still keeps them in the show. Would you go on the show if they asked you? I don't know. Like, I mean, I got a lot of other shit I got to do, right? But, like, that's it. Streisand effect? Yes, exactly. What happened to Mr. Beast scandal? Is he uncanceled? The only way that a person can be canceled is if they stop making content. That is the only way a person can genuinely be canceled. Now, everybody says, like, oh, well, you know, there's going to be people that are making negative tweets about you. Yeah, people make negative tweets about Donald Trump and he's the fucking president. So nobody gives a shit about that. It's not real. Like, nobody actually... Do you think anybody really cares about the Mr. Beast scandal? Why would anybody care about this? Nobody here knows Mr. Beast. They don't... Like, they're not responsible for what happens with Mr. Beast. Like, they have no idea. Except Arcadum, that dude is done. Well, that's because he had to play with other people. And also, who knows what happens on a long enough timeline. So, yeah. You'd only be canceled if you value other people's opinions. What's your rating so far? I think that IGN gave this a protest review. That's what my opinion is. I think that to say that this show is a 2 out of 10 is just an absolute... I think if you're doing a review, you need to be honest. And so, like, are there any mentions of, like, Mr. Beast being an asshole outside of this? Yeah, here we go. While some of this, yes, has to do with concerning allegations of sexual harassment, chronic mistreatment, and more, why would anybody care about any of that? Like, and so this is the point that I'm making, is that, oh, in addition, the ethical nightmare of someone with a largely predominantly young fan base shilling such a predatory enterprise. What's the enterprise? I mean, critics and consumer advocates have already warned could trap participants in payday loan-esque swindle. Yeah, there we go. Beast Games partnership with Money Lion grinds everything to the show at a halt. What's Money Lion? I don't even know what this is. What's Money Lion? Make money easily. Oh, it's like it's some sort of like, yeah, I don't know. It's a sponsor. Well, good for them. So anyway, it's all about getting the bag at all costs. Yeah, obviously it was. But what's awkward, even more awkward on the show, is substantially bigger, more serious project from the creator, as often the case with online celebrities operating in such scammy ways. So this is the problem that a lot of these people have, is that they're writing the review based off of things that don't have to do with the content. People want a review of the show. A review is there to inform the customer. Are you really informing and benefiting the customer whenever you take your personal vendetta against Mr. Beast and you turn it into a soapbox? I don't think you are. So yeah, based on their feels. Yeah, it's based on the way that they feel about it. Well, I don't like the way this is. Oh, this is the wrong thing for him to do. Read more. Well, I think that some of the criticism is fair, but to say that this is a 2 of 10 show, right now, I would say it's probably like a 6 or a 7. Like in terms of reality TV shows, I think it's around a 6 or a 7, probably a 7. And I think the spectacle of it is good. Yeah, I'd say somewhere around that. I'd say, yeah, it's a 7. And I think it will escalate based off of, you know, like the interactions, the interpersonal interactions, you know? So yeah, but a 10 for reality TV show is a 6. Well, no, I mean it's a 6. I mean there it is. So yeah, I would say it's an unironic 7. Episode 2 is better. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that's what I think about it. But this is actually pretty good, I would say. Yeah, I thought it was decent.
I liked it. I had a lot of fun watching that. Was this the Game Awards?
The best game of 2024? What is this?
Oh, this is the best game.
In 2024, we saw a game where soldiers dove headfirst into alien planets to defend Earth. Princess Zelda led her very own legend. A little robot overcame impossible odds to rescue PlayStation's greatest characters.
Yeah.
And a game of poker unlike anything else. There can be arguments for why any number of our best game of 2024 nominees could take home the crown. A stark contrast from last year where Baldur's Gate 3 and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom were locked-in favorites.
Yeah.
The breadth of games on display, from Black Myth Wukong to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, means picking this year's winner was harder than usual. But ultimately, there was one clear winner. Here's IGN's best game of 2024.
All right, let's see it. Here we go. Here we go. Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Before we get to the overall
Infinity
winner, let's
Nikki,
look back
yeah.
at some of the other games from this year that deserve your recognition, starting with our honorable mentions.
Yep.
These nominees were much loved by IGN's editorial team, but didn't get as many votes as our winner and runners-up. That said, they deserve
Wait, is what show on Amazon? That show? Or the Warhammer show?
your attention nonetheless.
Okay. Rise of the Golden Idol.
The mystery is afoot in the sequel to
this?
2022's delightful point-and-click game, The Case of the Golden Idol.
Yeah.
Set 200 years after the events of the first game, Rise of the Golden Idol returns with more devilishly clever puzzles where you solve various crimes that begin to combine into one grand mystery.
Go experience the world.
Okay.
Find your strength.
The Fashion Nikki series has always had its share of devotees. The dress-up simulator was a pleasant, cozy way to pass the time, collecting different outfits and making your character as cute as they can be.
Yeah.
But Infinity Nikki is a bold reinvention, combining all the elements fans love, along with the amazing...
It's basically just every gacha minigame put together, and it's a video game.
...outfits they could create,
I'm gonna play
and adding
this.
a vibrant Zelda-like open world to explore.
Yeah.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you.
There were doubts as to
Silent
whether
Hill,
Bloober
yeah.
Team could faithfully remake one of the most beloved horror games of all time. Even Bloober admitted as much, citing the mixed reception some of their previous horror games have received. But the determination to do right by the source
Oh, even I
material
know that
paid
character.
off, as Silent Hill 2 delivers one of the scariest and best gaming experiences of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Faithful to everything that made the original great while updating the rusty, aging bits beautifully, Silent Hill 2 embodies everything that's great about the original and then some.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really like that one.
Will fulfill my destiny and save the kingdom.
The Prince of Persia, one of gaming's forgotten greats, finally got a new game worthy of the Prince's title. This 2.5D Metroidvania delivers one of the most exhilarating revivals of any franchise in recent memory, and with its tight controls, excellent action, and swashbuckling storytelling,
Yeah, I
this
played
is the
this on
best
stream.
Prince of Persia game since Sands of Time.
It was a good game.
Black Myth Wukong captivated audiences ever since its
Wait, so you're telling me that Black Myth Wukong didn't even get into the running for Game of the Year? So it's not only... Are you kidding me? It's not even in the running? These are the honorable mentions? What? No way! How is this? This is amazing. How can this happen?
First trailer was revealed, but that was only a part of the story. Yes, the boss fights are epic and the combat is sublime, but this loving recreation of one of China's oldest, most beloved stories means millions of players can finally appreciate the legend of the Monkey Prince in a whole new way.
Yeah. So it got an honorable mention.
One of the earliest surprises of the year was Animal Well. On the surface, it's another well-made homage to past 2D...
Unreal, dude. Absolutely fucking unreal. Wait, yeah, he's the Monkey King, right? Is that it? Oh my god.
Metroidvania games. But
How
the
does this
deeper you
happen?
go, the more you realize Animal Well isn't all that it appears. While the core gameplay and platforming are excellent, you quickly discover there's a massive puzzle at the heart of it all.
I
so
hated
take
that
out
piece
your
of shit.
notebook and get ready to put your brain to work to uncover the truth behind Animal Well.
Wait, so no, what do you, no. So you're there's
Next up
guys.
are the games that were oh so close to being crowned Game of the Year, but narrowly missed out to the
So then Black Myth Wukong wasn't even in the running. Oh my god. How do you... This is amazing. How do you do this?
overall winner. If you haven't played these games already, you
Veilguard was better than
should.
Wukong?
Don't you want to know
What?
this is all about?
You're damn right I do.
Machine Games
Indiana
is back
Jones?
with another Nazi-punching blockbuster. And no, this isn't a new Wolfenstein game. Instead,
Well,
the
you shoot
Swedish
him in that
studio
game.
has endeavored to bring one of cinema's greatest heroes into the modern gaming age.
So this fucking Indiana Jones, like, it's boring as shit. I'm sure the game is nice, but to go... What the
Indiana Jones and
Look
the
at
Great
this.
Circle is essentially a
This is not Game of the Year category. Are you crazy?
truly great Indiana Jones movie brought to life.
Legend says that the Great Circle does have some power, something about its geometry, a deeper force that connects these sites.
And by great, we mean up there with the original trilogy. Buoyed by Troy Baker's frankly insane portrayal of Harrison Ford's iconic archaeologist,
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Circulimani.
The Great Circle feels like a dream come true for anyone who grew up enraptured by movies like The Last Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indy was never a shoot-'em-up hero. Instead, he used his brains as well as his brawns to solve ancient riddles and punch out bad guys. And that's something Machine Games has wonderfully adapted here. Whether it's exploring the ancient catacombs of the Vatican or sneaking up on fascists and bonking them over the head, the Great Circle literally puts you in the dirt-caked shoes of Indiana Jones, and it turns out it's every bit as fun and exciting as we imagined.
Beat out by Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding? This is, guys. Guys.
Why is it called The Legend of Zelda if it stars Link? Is a question most have asked at one point in their life. Well, ask no more, as Echoes of Wisdom puts Zelda in charge of her own legend in this new top-down adventure game. Visually similar to the 2019 remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom is very much a true Zelda game, complete with the classic puzzles and dungeons the series is known for. It's clearly learned from more recent games in the series too. And even though Echoes of Wisdom is more of a classic Zelda experience, the free-form creativity of Breath of the Wild is present, thanks to the Echoes mechanic that lets Zelda conjure whatever item and enemy she encounters, leading to all kinds of madcap solutions.
This is cool, but I mean, like, beats Black Myth
on the other
Wukong?
side of a ledge? Just stack a bunch of beds together to cross. Duh.
Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
Join the Helldivers. Are you doing your part in the war to save our galaxy?
I mean, this one was
If
pretty
not,
good.
Jump into Helldivers 2 and start blasting away at alien and robot scum. Arrowhead Game Studios delivered one of the new live service games of the year with the sequel to its isometric alien shooter. Reimagined as a squad-based third-person shooter, Helldivers 2 is both a satirical take on the military-industrial complex while also being an addictive blast thanks to its potent mix of high-powered weaponry, devastating orbital drop missiles, and a spirit of Earthian patriotism.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
After the prelude that was Final Fantasy VII Remake, we finally get to the heart of the adventure in the second in Square Enix's planned trilogy.
See, I haven't played this one yet. I need to.
Fantasy VII Rebirth encompasses some of the most important moments from the original, but more than that, stands on its own as a brilliant open-world RPG.
If they play Veilguard
what
after
stands
this,
out almost immediately is how much love Square Enix has for these characters. It's clear
it's
Square
their
Enix
biggest
wants
IP.
players to spend as much time as they can with Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, Barret, and Red 13, providing plenty of side quests, mini-games, and expanding entire moments so that we can all spend just a little more time with the gang before they resume their mission in the fight against Sephiroth.
Yeah, obviously.
It makes these moments all the more valuable, too, given the ending to Rebirth and the approaching finale.
Oh, great. Now we get to watch the ad. Oh, good. The long advertisement. Lovely.
Astrobot's life began as a humble mascot for the Playroom tech demo. Anytime Sony had some new hardware to show off, whether it was the PSVR headset or the PlayStation 5, Astrobot was there to guide players through the ins and outs of whatever new system Sony wanted to show off. But with Astrobot, the adorable little mascot finally takes center stage. This colorful, vibrant 3D platformer isn't just a showcase for the PS5's powerful GPU and fast SSD.
It's an ad.
Because between the unbridled level of creativity in each level and the controller-stressing difficulty of some of the harder challenge runs, Astrobot is pure delight and wonderment. Every ability Astrobot plays around with, from inflating into a balloon...
To be fair, it is. The game is good. It's good. It's a good game. It's a great game, even. You struggle, don't lie. Except being an idiot.
...or punching enemies with bungee fists, never fails to amuse even the most hardened gamer. We don't say this lightly, but PlayStation might have just found its answer to Nintendo's Mario.
They did.
To ancient elven gods.
Guys, what is going on? How is this happening?
They were horrific
tyrants. This is...
The worst is still coming.
After a brief interlude into the live service genre with games like Anthem, and a perhaps ill-advised attempt to rush out another Mass Effect game with Mass Effect Andromeda, BioWare has gone back to what it knows best. A good old-fashioned dungeon-crawling RPG full of delightful characters, witty dialogue, and the...
How do you do this? Are you kidding me? This is one of the runner-ups? Oh my god.
Chance to create a character who looks and talks exactly the way you want them to.
A damn good-looking hero, if I do say so.
But while
No, it doesn't. You click the option to say something, and then the character doesn't even say what the option says. That's not even... It's not even true.
Where may have opted for a back-to-basics approach to storytelling, there is one area of major improvement.
What is it?
Combat. It's not unfair to say this is the best a BioWare game has ever played, from its sword and sorcery combat to even the way you traverse the myriad of dungeons and mystical locales. While we're only one game into the BioWare renaissance, all eyes are back on the storied studio.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Who is this guy? I don't know. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. Wow.
It's just a poker game with some roguelike mechanics. We remember saying to friends, incredulously, when they first told us they spent all night playing a little game called Balatro. How good could it be? Turns out, after tens of thousands of poker hands and hundreds of hours spent playing, Balatro still has us wrapped around its fingers. A lot can be said about Balatro's addictive qualities and how it has this magnetic ability to get you to play just one more round. The reason for Balatro's rapid ascendancy is how it took one of America's oldest games and refashioned it for one of gaming's most popular genres, the roguelike. The combination of classic poker rules and randomized joker and tarot cards that augment your combos and bump up your high score so you can get to the next round is pure gaming bliss. Balatro is built on creating seemingly endless moments of elation and devastation in equal measures. All you have to do is play your cards right.
I never played this game. Okay, this one was good. Yep.
For years, Atlus's cult RPG series Persona went from being a cool underground RPG series from Japan to one of the biggest franchises in modern gaming. But with Metaphor ReFantazio, it's clear the developers behind Persona were seeking to push themselves to new heights. Trading in the modern-day Japanese high school setting for a pure fantasy world.
Thank fucking God. Yeah, that's why I played this one. Thank God. Oh.
World full of long-eared knights and bat-like ninjas,
So
Atlus's
true.
Studio Zero has created an incredible and timely meditation on political strife and demagoguery.
One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
After the death of the king, the United Kingdom of Ukrainia, divided by racial prejudice among its citizens, begins the process of holding its very first popular election that kickstarts a grand cross-continental adventure. For anyone familiar with the Persona series, you'll find familiar hallmarks here. Players split their time crawling through difficult dungeons full of horrifying monsters while spending free moments building up relationships with various party members and inhabitants around the country.
My only concern with this, I hate the calendar system. I think it was too limiting. Like, I didn't finish all of my... I had to do 2 playthroughs of the game to get all of the archetypes, because I didn't finish a couple of reputations.
The Persona games spent these quiet moments reaffirming the virtues of youthful friendships.
I didn't like it.
Metaphor uses these times to tackle headier questions.
Yeah.
What defines a knight's duty? Or the responsibilities of those born into wealth? Can one ever heal from the pains of racism? And is religious tolerance a foolhardy endeavor? These aren't easy questions to address, but are asked plainly throughout Metaphor's 70-hour playtime.
That was a long time.
While Studio Zero refrains from giving clear-cut answers to these questions, it
See, that's the reason why it's good. That's the difference that Western and Eastern developers have, is that Eastern developers give you something to think about, and Western developers tell you what to think. I think that's the big problem. There's so many of them that they present it in such a one-dimensional way.
Ed acknowledges the virtues of empathy, kindness, and strength in the face of overwhelming fear and hatred that can take root in an uncertain world where leaders promise salvation in exchange for unwavering loyalty. Wrap these philosophical musings in a stylish turn-based RPG that looks and feels stupendous, complete with beautiful character designs from artist Shigenori Soejima and music from Shoji Meguro, and you'll quickly understand why Metaphor ReFantazio is IGN's pick for best game of 2024.
I think this is an acceptable choice, but after the fact that they didn't even give Black Myth Wukong a runner-up, totally fucking rigged. Absolutely.
Trust me.
Why'd they pick this scene? I don't know.
So congratulations to Metaphor ReFantazio and Studio Zero, and also to all of our other winners and runner-ups in 2024's IGN Awards. Be sure to check out our full list of award winners for Best Film, TV Show, and more, and we'll see you again in 2025 for even more gaming goodness.
Man. Man, no Concord? Yeah, I don't know what to say. And what is this? Veilguard over Wukong crazy work right there? I think it's so fucking rigged. I don't even know what to say about this. Yeah, it's nuts. Black Myth Lost, Astro God. Look, I don't see how you can make this your top list, right? I don't. It's disingenuous. Yeah, I know, it's disingenuous. It's so disingenuous. You need to do a worst gaming journalism awards. I don't think I care that much about it, but it's just like when I see it, it's just very annoying for me to look at, man. It really is. And yeah, the retarded activists, they are. It's like, how do you put that on there? Don't know about Wukong, but as a fan of Dragon Age franchise, someone took 100 hours into Veilguard, it doesn't belong in the runner-up. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, like, if you like the game, that's great, but, man, I can't see it being a winner, you know? Gambling, I think, actually is becoming so fucking corrosive that it might be straight up destroying society soon. Because so many people don't understand math.
The major news outlets weren't the first to call the election for Donald Trump. It wasn't even a polling group or a political organization. Instead, it was Polymarket that beat everyone to the—
Well, they already... That's not true. They called the election for Kamala Harris before it even happened. And they said that the election was going to... Oh, yeah, it's going to be a sweep and it's fine. The reason why Polymarket was taken seriously is because all of the polls and... Like, you think I'm going to trust CNN? Fuck no. I'm going to trust some pollster? Absolutely not. I'm going to trust where people put their fucking money.
The Punch confirming the results hours before it hit the news. It's not the only reason they've been in the headlines. In the wake of the election, the FBI raided the home of Polymarket's CEO, Shane Copland, and confiscated his phone, although he wasn't actually arrested. So who got the spooks so spooked? Polymarket is a relatively new company that offers people a different way to gamble. Users can buy shares on the outcomes of real-world events, with the odds depending on what people are willing to pay for either result.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everything has been commodified into a gamble, into a parlay. Every single aspect of existence. Super Bowl, Daniel Penny guilty, TikTok being banned, like highest grossing movie, everything.
Practice a completely deregulated system using USDT. And Polymarket's About page is keen to tell you that there is no house and they don't actually take a cut of the wages or have any stake in the outcome. They've also said that the raid was nothing more than political punishment from the outgoing administration. But the whole site does seem to exist.
I don't know.
In a legal grey area. Polymarket's detractors have accused it of being just another shady crypto experiment designed to take people's money, while the company itself and their supporters see it as a less exploitative improvement on gambling and the future of an industry that's always going to exist. But before we can—
is it good or bad that it exists? I think that it is... I'm not a fan of gambling at all, but I don't think that you can stop people from doing it. And I think that there, actually you can, but too many people in the US like gambling.
And ask these
they
questions
love it.
and dive deeper into Polymarket, we need to take a step back and consider the context of all of this happening in. These days, gambling is everywhere and has had a massive effect on culture, most notably in the world of sports. Until recently though, there were lots of barriers for entry to betting on sports. To do it legally, you generally needed to go into an actual brick and mortar store. There are ID checks and other barriers to entry, so compared to today, it did take a lot more time to start wagering. Gambling was—
Have you guys ever driven by a gambling place and you saw the people that were outside of it that are looking like the fucking lost souls at the beginning in the undead asylum of Dark Souls 1? Where they're just like, they're sitting there holding their scratch cards in their head, leaned up against the fucking pavement. Yeah, oh my god.
On TV as well, but there were still restrictions
Look
that
like
kept
heroin
gambling
addicts, they do.
participation rates pretty steady over time. But today, it's a completely different story, and now people are gambling on every single thing in society, from which movies hit in the box office,
that's
to which presidents come into power, all the way to which wars are won. In 2018, the US Supreme Court reversed a federal ban on sports betting, leaving it up to the states to decide, and most have chosen to legalize it, which also coincided with the rise of mobile gambling apps.
And you're gonna have more, well, actually, it's pretty much all of them have legalized it, so it doesn't even matter.
Since 2018, there's also been a massive rise in the amount of people with gambling addiction problems. Both surveys and charities running—
What are the odds? What a coincidence! Why is that happening? I wonder.
Gambling addiction hotlines have confirmed it. A research paper by Stephen Shapiro from the University of South Carolina showed that sports and betting have an almost symbiotic relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
A rise in popularity of one leads to more attention for the other and vice versa.
That's right, because people that aren't into sports but they like gambling get into sports so they can gamble on sports. And that people that aren't into gambling will get into gambling because they're really good at sports and they've watched a lot, so they think that they can win. Yeah, exactly. Why? Because they think they can make free money. That's why. It's simple. I'm happy to talk about crypto gambling sites if you want. How predatory they are. I lost almost 80k crypto on there. That's a lot of money, man.
Time, the two industries have become completely enmeshed. We've seen similar results in the UK, where regulation has been lax for years. Now nearly every football team in the UK has a betting company logo on their jersey. Gambling ads—
And this is, and also, do you remember how in order to watch a football game, you have to tell the TV that you're 18 years old? Oh, that's right. That's because you don't do that. These gambling ads are targeting children. And basically, like, kids are getting farmed into gambling extremely early on now.
now almost run non-stop during sports programming in the US. American football and its frequent pauses have even let them sneak in between individual plays. And this video
NFL is running way too many sports betting ads. They're going to keep doing it. And also, it's even happening in esports now, too. I feel like Counter-Strike is kind of the mining canary for that. But I think it's going to continue happening for other sports as well.
To say that gambling as a whole is a terrible thing, but it's the positive association with gambling.
Gambling is terrible. There's no positive thing that gambling will ever add to your life. Gambling can only be a negative. It is a net negative to society, and everybody in the entire world would be better off collectively if it never happened.
That could be slightly concerning. And we're not just talking about sports. We're talking about kid gamblers.
Oh!
The promotion of gambling on anything and everything.
Oh, we got the kids on it, all
In
right.
a 2014 report, the UK Gambling Commission noted a massive rise in problems with gambling among 11 to 17-year-olds. The amount
11 years old and you're getting it twisted. 11 years old. Oh my God.
of kids who would qualify as having problems with gambling more than doubled from 0.7% to 1.5%, and that's only in the space of a single year. These are children who've been having problems with hard gambling, but a different kind of softer gambling has been promoted to children for years through predatory practices that have become common in video games. As games have evolved, companies realized they could make far more money through a so-called freemium model. The basic game...
It's not about being freemium, it's about having gambling features. That's where the money really comes from.
Play is usually free, with added content, cosmetics, or even in-game advantages costing extra. The real money comes in from game purchases and microtransactions. Over time, they found out that the best way to make the most money with the system was to create an in-game casino system. They started as a way for players with less time on their hands to access items they could otherwise grind for. However, this wasn't enough for some companies, so they turned to the one business proficient at ensuring its customers' return: casinos. And things started to spiral out of control when companies saw how much players spent on loot boxes. Games like Call of Duty would start introducing loot boxes to reward players with cosmetic items. Nothing that would ever enhance the gameplay or even give you any money back. Players loved changing the appearance of their main character to suit themselves better, and add their own identity to the character. Finding new items became a fun little gimmick that came with leveling up. Loot boxes triggered feelings similar to what one might experience while gambling. The anticipation
loot boxes are gambling. I mean, they definitely are. It's not even a question if they are or not. It's just, is it as corrosive as like actual gambling? No, it's not even remotely close. But it is gambling, fundamentally.
With the mystery of what's in the box, the excitement that followed finding an item that you've been looking for a while, or the disappointment that settles in when you realize you weren't so lucky this time around. Loot boxes used to be discoverable in-game, or granted to you for free upon login. These days, multiple games require spending real money to get them. And we're talking about major gaming companies where you've already paid to access the game itself. And not only does this incentivize especially children to spend ridiculous amounts of money on different items, but they're also paying far more because of the gambling mechanics, all without their parents' knowledge. You see, loot boxes are...
That, in my opinion, is completely the parents' fault. I think that if your kid is spending your money without you knowing, you're being a bad parent. And I don't blame that on the developers or anything like that. The idea that now everybody in the entire world has to abide by the worst parenting techniques of the country. Imagine if we lived the world like that. There's no way. Bad parenting, yeah. If you can't control your kid using your credit card, like, maybe you deserve to lose your money.
Operates on a system of rarity. They're designed to be as similar to slot machines as possible, and while it makes major gaming publishers tons of money, it also prepares them for a lifetime of gambling. And all of this has fueled a new renaissance for gambling, which brings us straight back to Polymarket. If you're still
think also like streamers and people like that are like a vehicle for that. Like think about, for example, Aiden Ross or like any of the streamers on Kick. I think that having them streaming gambling all the time and like gambling on the websites, it gets people into knowing that it's cool. XQC, yeah, sure, right? Like that definitely gets younger audiences to know about it.
Around with a bulky, outdated wallet, let me introduce you to Exter, the creators of the world's smartest wallets. These aren't your ordinary wallets. They're slim, sleek, and packed with features that'll make your life so much easier.
I've had the same
See,
wallet
extra
for
wallets are
21
super
years.
slim, holding over 12 cards in cash while
Ever
staying
since I
half
was
the
in 8th
size
grade.
of traditional wallets. Their signature trigger mechanism lets you access your cards with just the push of a button. It's simple, fast, and so satisfying. And if you're worried about security, Exeter has you covered with the RFID blocking, so that your data stays safe from wireless skimming and theft. Plus, they're also made with sustainable materials like vegan Italian leather and space-grade aluminum. One of their
Vegan
game
leather?
changers
Wait,
is the
what?
Finder card. This solar-powered tracker ensures you'll never lose your wallet again. 2 hours of sunlight gives you 3 months of charge. And with the two-way
That's cool.
ringing feature, you can find your wallet or even your phone in seconds. Plus, you'll get separation alerts and access to a worldwide lost and found network, so that you're always connected to your essentials. Right now, Exeter is running the biggest sale of the year, up to 55% off
To
with the
be
code
fair,
MOON
that's actually kind of a cool use.
from December 9th to December 25th. So if you're looking for a perfect gift or an upgrade for yourself, this is your chance. Just use the link in the description below, partner.exeter/moon, and use the code MOON to take advantage of this amazing deal. Trust me, once you try Exeter, you'll never want to go back to your old wallet.
Track me, daddy? Ooh.
They've been one of the leading horses in a race to monetize a new way of gambling, a
You're not
peer-to-peer
being tracked
marketplace for
already.
betting on the outcomes of real-world events. The site mixes crypto, gambling, and the stock market all into one. In normal gambling, people place wagers on an outcome. In roulette, for example, if you place a bet on black and the ball lands on one of the black numbers, then
You get all your money.
Poly markets and other sites like it are a little different. Instead, it's like you can buy shares for each outcome. So you could either buy shares that the ball will land on black or that it won't land on black.
Yeah,
The amount
I love how they've commodified every aspect of existence into gambling. Is it gonna rain today? I don't know. You got $3 on it? Okay, I got 10. You know, every single thing in life now is a gamble.
you can win is decided by what other people are willing to pay. If
Yeah,
most
presidential
users think
election?
there's
Oh,
a
that's only one
55%
small
chance
thing.
It will land on black, then the share will cost 55 cents and pay out $1 if you're right. This system means that you can either just bet on the outcome or wait for the
That's right.
result by buying shares of one of the outcomes. Or you can buy and sell shares before the outcome even happens, either making a profit or a loss based on how the consensus has changed. It all means that no third party is taking a cut.
That's crazy. So, like, how do they make fucking money?
The problems
I
come
wonder.
up instead, as we'll find out. If you're going to believe the founder Shane Copland's social media posts, Polymarket began in a bathroom on a laptop sitting on top of a laundry.
What happened to that, bro? What were you playing? What got you mad, man? Like, what was it?
Baskets, but it wouldn't stay that way for long. Launched in 2020, the site was functional months before the election.
He lost the bet.
By offering a way to bet on the outcome, it picked up steam, and by around October, Polymarket had already attracted $4 million from crypto and venture capitalist investors.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
After the election died down, though, the site fell into stagnation for years. Then in 2022, the CFTC banned them from letting American citizens use the platform and fined the site $1.4 million.
That's a lot.
Strangely, this didn't seem to make much of a difference at all. Whether the ban actually worked is up in the air. It's hard to tell whether Polymarket's compliance extended beyond lip service. But it wasn't until the 2024 election cycle that Polymarket's growth picked up again. This time, though, it was going to get a whole lot more popular than anyone expected.
I think that people are going to try to stop Polymarket because it interferes with mainstream narratives. So basically, a lot of times, one of the strongest things is the power of consensus. So what ends up happening is that if you build a consensus around, you know, like, oh, everybody knows this is going to happen, well then, you know, you're going to have more people that assume it's going to happen. It's too out in the open. Yeah, exactly, right? But like, and you think about it, because you think about the political machine and the people that are in mainstream media that are trying to make one outcome occur. But if you have a gambling website that can break that narrative and then be accurate, and then it disproves you, that damages your credibility. You see what I'm saying?
As reported by Fortune, the trading volume on Polymarket stayed at around $40 to $60 million for the first 5 months of 2024. Then in June, it almost doubled to $110 million. The site was picking up speed, and a month later, this tripled again, climbing past $500 million by September. Finally, with the election around the corner, it rose by another 500% to $2.5 billion. Since then, trading volumes
$2.5 billion in a month? Oh my God. Republicans gamble more than Democrats? Yeah, you've typed that twice now. I don't know what your point is. You're just typing that. You're wasting everybody's space. Didn't you use Polymarket as a baseline for the last election? Yeah. It's not the, I don't know what you're doing.
But not nearly to the levels they were at before the election. The business model and the site itself seem to at least have some staying power, and recent news might be an indication that some people are very worried about its growth. While the media and opinion polls had Trump and Kamala in a dead heat, the consensus on Polymarket was much more in Trump's favor. In the market for who would win on the 1st of November, a few days before the election, Trump was sitting at nearly 63%, with Harris on just under 37%.
Yeah, never trust a poll. Trust where people put their money. That's the thing, bro. Like, polls, like, and this is why I think they're going to try to get rid of it. It's because it totally destroys an established industry.
When Trump won, Polymarket
was accurate. Yeah.
Victory.
I know you guys got a lot of flack for that, and I just appreciate you guys standing up for it. And hopefully you guys feel the same sense of victory that we do.
Now, you could give a lot of reasons as to why. A Trump administration could be more likely to let them operate without much regulation, and it might let them have US-based users again. And during the election, people were slandering Polymarket as being outrageously right-wing, all due to their prediction.
What a bunch of fucking retards. Why would you even say that? What the hell do you mean?
Would actually win the election. Unlike mainstream polling that suggested the race was close. Their user base's bias to being pro-Trump was also proven.
It's so obvious. They're fucking lying. Like, why? How are we not addressing the obvious elephant in the room here?
Polling that suggested the race was close. Their user base's bias to being pro-Trump was also proven correct as well, adding weight to their claims.
The user bias on any social media platform is pro-Trump. If you go on YouTube, it's pro-Trump. If you go on Twitter, it's pro-Trump. If you go on Twitch, it's generally pro-Trump. Maybe not on Blue Sky. Reddit, the only reason why Reddit isn't pro-Trump is because everybody who was pro-Trump got banned. They systematically removed all of the Trump subreddits in like 2019 or something. So, yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Blue Sky's echo chamber? Yeah, so I don't, like, this is the kind of thinking that mainstream media has.
Representing the true voice of the people. But just a few days later, though, the FBI suddenly raided Polymarket's offices in New York.
That's ridiculous.
Confiscating Copland's phone and laptop. While other similar exchanges have been allowed to operate and let users place bets on US politics, Polymarket had not gotten the go-ahead. Meanwhile, it's almost certain that lots of US citizens have been using the platform,
of course,
bypassing the region lock with VPN. Whether it's Polymarket's responsibility to investigate and stop this, though, is a legal question. So while they were obviously breaking the deal, they also have tons of plausible deniability that could possibly see them through a lawsuit if nothing else comes up. But of course, Polymarket were quick to claim that it was all a case of political punishment by the outgoing Democrats.
I tend to believe them. But I also don't think that it's Democrats. I think that it's people that want to own and have ownership over a narrative, and Polymarket provides actual citizens with a real temperature check of what people truly believe because it's attached to collateral. I think that's really, Democrats maybe like in this circumstance, but it will happen with anything. It's weird to bet on elections. I don't know. I mean, shit.
An objection that Polymarket's detractors have raised is based on the fact that it's unregulated. They say it opens the doors to insider trading, market manipulation, and other predatory practices.
That's true, it does.
Just a few days before the election, Fortune.com published a piece accusing Polymarket of being a full of wash trading, a scam where users buy and sell lots of the same shares over and over again to make it look like a hot commodity. The crypto firms that came up with this analysis state up to a third of the activity surrounding the presidential market, the largest on the site, was wash trading. Other smaller markets on the site are even more vulnerable to manipulation. Their low trading volumes make it far easier for people to artificially move the markets with relatively small amounts of money. It seems like these kinds of things are almost expected in unregulated online financial markets, but perhaps the biggest—
Yeah, like the World of Warcraft auction house. People did this in WoW. Like, of course they're gonna do this.
Reason behind the US's new crackdown on Polymarket could be that it's something they don't control or make a profit from. With no third party taking a cut or managing the odds, Polymarket gives people a crystal clear view of what the consensus is on certain events.
Yeah.
It offers a perspective of the world that they can't control and is therefore dangerous.
That's right.
Governments
That's
also
right.
rarely
Yes.
have a problem with gambling if they're the ones profiting from it. The lottery, which is often a massive slice of a country's entire gambling industry, is insanely profitable for them. It's
Yeah,
like
I don't see how somebody can say the government is like, you know, the dictator of like whether good gambling or bad gambling exists when you have a lottery. Like, if the lottery didn't make money, then the government would eventually go out of business, right? So, like, the lottery does keep making money. This has literally everything to do with influencing politics through gains. It sets us on a dangerous path where getting paid is more of a concern than the policies themselves. I feel like the policies can also involve getting paid intrinsically, so I don't know if that's a good argument or not. I'd have to think about it more.
money, but without the inflation because they're taking it out of people's pockets. If Polymarket's model of peer-to-peer gambling takes off for other things, it could severely dent both of these profits and the ones they tax from regular casinos and bookmakers.
Yeah.
It's not something they want to happen. While it might be unlikely, with so much money on the line, why would they risk anything? At the end of the day, Polymarkets isn't the problem, and gambling itself in moderation isn't a terrible thing. The issue—
It's not a good thing, though. Gambling is bad. The degree of it just makes it worse.
Is that Polymarket is just a symptom of a culture that's let gambling go way too far, and the media is only concerned because it's a tiny part of the industry that the establishment—
Well, the reason why gambling is going even farther is because of the media, and it's because of established corporations. See, media needs advertisement, and gambling pays the most advertising money. Like, basically, if you got a sponsor for, let's say, $10,000, well, you could get a gambling sponsor for like $3,000 to $5,000, or sorry, $30,000 to $50,000 dollars instead, right? It's like a 3 to 5x multiplier, if not more. So that's the real reason why these companies are paying it lip service. It's because they're getting paid for it.
A cut from. All the other rigged forms of gambling where you're pretty much guaranteed to lose money are absolutely fine in their eyes, and regulation has been almost willingly useless. In 2021, the UK government took measures like adding a minimum time between spins of 2.5 seconds. It's a hard rule that's definitely going to slow down—
What is it? Banned losses disguised as wins? Ooh.
Time between spins of 2.5 seconds. It's a hard rule that's definitely going to slow down the problem and prevent even more people from falling into addiction. That is, unless people figure out that they can just open up 2 separate websites. Plus, it really doesn't take that much time to sink an entire paycheck into online slots, even with the—
Yeah, if people want to ruin their life and waste all their money, they're gonna find a way to do it.
minor restrictions. Meanwhile, you've got streamers on Kick streaming slots to tens of thousands of people, and you can pretty safely assume that a large part of the audience are children. The big streamers often aren't using their own money. Gambling sites give them massive wallets to burn live on stream.
There's no evidence of this, but a lot of people believe it's true.
And potential users. They have big floats, and most of the slot games work by buying a certain amount of spins and then winning money back. So each time these guys play, there's all these flashy graphics of massive wins showing up on screen.
Yeah, of course.
While this isn't really lying, it's definitely meant to be as misleading as possible.
There is evidence? Where's the evidence? Oh, where's the evidence of it? Where is it? What's the evidence? Because as far as I know, there is no evidence. I haven't seen any evidence before. The streamers said it themselves? I don't think so, dude. Yeah. There were leaks some time ago. A leak doesn't mean it was certain. It looks like we don't have any evidence. It's because it didn't happen. There was no evidence. If there was, I would have known about it. I would have made a video about it. Wait a second. There's a Rothstein, one slots provider as leaderboard. He isn't on the leaderboard, even though he's won millions with fake money. Otherwise, he'd be first on the leaderboard. Okay, so... That's not, like... That's not enough for me. I mean, I'm sorry, like, I think that's a good point, but that's not enough for me to say, oh, that means he's using fake money. There could be 5 other reasons. Yeah, you know what? I think that we're looking at, it's evidence, but it's not proof.
as it creates the connection between winning massive amounts of money and the slop website they're using. Even as you see the laws of probability work themselves out and the balances slowly go down, it doesn't matter. You can tell how integral these social media sites are for gambling companies' marketing plan. Otherwise, they wouldn't be funding an entire streaming platform just for this.
Absolutely.
But one of the worst things about all of this is that addicts can never really escape an easy way to indulge their addiction.
That's right.
Unless you entirely stop using a smartphone, it's always going to be there right in your pocket, or even on Times Square. It's like a smoker trying to quit smoking while keeping a pack of cigarettes in their pocket. And that's not to say there shouldn't ever be gambling adverts, not at all. But it's the way it's been adopted by everyone, by everything, where every single event in society is made to just be another part of gambling, which could be
I actually think Polymarket is like the least of people's concerns. I think sports betting is the worst one because it's what targets all ages and all demographics. Polymarket is still relatively small compared to sports gambling.
Especially dangerous for those constantly losing when their entire addiction is centered around the dopamine rush that comes with a winning bet. And when you run out of money to keep it going, it's like being dropped in the icy water of reality. It all comes rushing on and you realize just how much money you lost and what the real life consequences are. It's
a lot of money.
Which is one of the things that makes the mainstream promotion of this so uniquely gripping, is that everybody's trying to avoid this feeling, especially in a society where people are becoming poorer and poorer, uneven to even safely survive, constantly being shown this option.
This is why people gamble, by the way. People gamble because they have no hope of living a life of any degree of how could I say it? A life with no degree of self-respect or decency or dignity. And so they just start doing whatever they can.
Where you can gamble on everything, which movies hit in the box office, which president gets elected, hoodwinking millions and millions of people trying to avoid the reality of losing, trying to avoid the reality of their own situation in life. And while in moderation it can be fun and fine, the problem comes when every single thing is monetized in this way. When you're a kid, it's loot boxes, and as you grow up, this sort of thing just becomes normal. But it is
you're getting groomed. It's effectively what's happening, right? Is like you're grooming an entire generation of kids to grow up and want to gamble. Like at the beginning, you start them off with loot boxes, and then they see sports betting on ads as teenagers, and then as adults, they see, you know, stake and sports betting. They're able to do it themselves.
And to remember, though, that there is always still hope for recovery. We're built to deal with adversity and keep going through tough conditions and not resist temptation. But with how much this stuff is pushed into people's faces, it's almost a sign of a society that's completely financially unstable, where materialism and money is promoted against everything else. Lots of addicts look back.
That's always been how it is, and it's always going to be how it will be.
Bet to know that if they had lost instead of won, that whole habit would have never been formed and they would have escaped. Ironically, the dangers of gambling are always created by being lucky in the beginning. People who've revealed it to their families and their friends are often surprised at how willing they are to help, but the absolute worst move is to keep it to yourself and bear the burden of being alone. It isn't a problem that people should be ashamed about, especially when it's promoted in almost everything, even just subtly without you ever realizing. But as we've seen, it's so ingrained into our culture today that children are already getting addicted before they have a bank account. And Polymarket and its competitors are therefore just the tip of a giant iceberg in a culture.
Kids take their birthday money and Christmas money now and they spend it on gambling. They're like 12. It's crazy how big this is now.
Addicted to gambling. Regulating it is probably a good idea, but it's a comparatively tiny problem compared to the awful state of modern gambling itself.
It doesn't matter if you regulate it because people will just use VPNs. If you want to actually regulate it, you need to have a real ID authentication with the internet, and you need to remove VPNs. Other than that, there's no way to stop this from happening. It's just the truth.
Cause of why people are turning to this so much more than they have in the past. When money, materialism, and economic insecurity is a mounting problem in society, then it's no surprise that this stuff is so legitimized in almost every facet of society. But tackling that problem rocks the boat for everyone. It would dent the tax revenue and the lobbyist money that
nobody's going to do that.
The gambling industry.
There's a lot of money into this. No, I've talked about this a lot. I mean, like, for me, I've probably talked about this to the point to where people might be a little bit annoyed about it. But I am very much I think people need to have a degree of awareness for this because there's just so much money that's been lost. And so many people that have, like, ruined their lives over stuff like this. And like, I don't really... It's weird because I don't really feel a lot of sympathy for the people that gamble and lose all of their money because I think that they're just stupid. And it's like, I generally don't feel bad for people that engage in stupid things and then damage their life because of their bad behavior. right? Like, I don't feel any sympathy for them. I don't care about them. But I also think that it is manipulative. It is bad for people. It's not good. They're victims. Well, they're victims of their own stupidity, in my opinion, right? I mean, you look, all you have to do is logically look at this, think for a few seconds, and then you'll realize that it's a bad idea. But is it their fault? It's their responsibility. I mean, if you think that you're losing all of your money on something and you're spending more money, at a certain point, a person has to be accountable for their own actions, and a person is accountable for their own actions. If you're spending all of your money on gambling, then maybe you're the one that's at fault. That's it. You just have to take full accountability for it. Yes, nobody has ever broken a gambling addiction, or any probably addiction, by not taking accountability for their addiction. Like, it's just, I feel like that's like step number one, is to stop acting like it's happening to you and take accountability for your own actions. So no free will. Children are not accountable? Well, you're right about that. That's a totally different conversation. So yeah, banning things will not resolve anything. It will make it less common. It's definitely true. I take a long, hard look how much money I was spending on gacha games and really making a change for myself. Nobody else will do it for me. Yeah, exactly. Taking accountability means doubling down on your mistakes if you have no better frame of reference. Everybody has a frame of reference. Like, any logical person can understand that the probability of winning a gamble is extremely low. I think that even stupid people can see that, and that's why they're ashamed of it. And the reason why they're ashamed of it is because they know it's stupid. They know that it's stupid, and they don't want to admit it. That's the main reason. Marvel Rivals is doing really, really, really well. I'm kind of surprised about this, but let's look at how many people are still playing the game here.
I actually had no idea that gambling was so big like that.
I'll go ahead and take a look at it. Where the fuck is it? It's still on the top? Yeah, there we go. Marvel Rivals, 357,000 people playing the game. That is a lot of fucking people. And I think it's going to continue to keep a pretty good audience for a while. Now, is it going to be forever? Probably not. Like, I have a lot of, you know, uncertainty about the longevity of the game, but it sure seems like people like it right now. Overwatch could never. It's bad.
We've all heard it said that hero shooters are a declining, oversaturated genre, and we know that there's a sizable graveyard. We just saw Concord die, but of course, that's an assessment.
Nobody says that except for gaming journalists trying to make excuses for why Concord was shit so they can rationalize giving it good reviews. Hero shooters are not dead. Deadlock proved that they weren't dead. I mean, like, what are we even talking about? Absolute total bullshit. Complete bullshit.
That does not gel with Marvel Rivals' absolutely gigantic success.
Who said turn-based was dead? The Baldur's Gate 3.
Everybody has been mocking publishers over hero shooters and generally just mocking a lot of live service titles.
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals is absolutely thriving, and that is not an overstatement.
Yeah,
it got 10 million players in its first 72 hours,
Jesus.
and by now, it's actually hit 20 million. This is so much activity that Steam's backend even struggled, and for some developers, it broke. They were not able to access the Steam backend to update their stuff. And this was all timed with Marvel Rivals absolutely ramming Valve servers, and of course, their servers were getting rammed by both Tencent and NetEase because at the same time, Path of Exile 2 did happen to be doing quite well. So much so that together, Steam actually hit a new concurrency record of 39.2 million users.
At the same... What the fuck? That is insane.
Online at once.
Oh my god,
which is crazy. But that's not what's truly noteworthy to me.
Yeah.
A free-to-play game exploding and then just falling to pieces, or people quickly running away, a flash in the pan, that is not a surprise. It's actually what we tend to expect. And on the internet, when people tell you something is shocking, it's often hyperbole. Here, no. This is a shocking chart. This is the retention that we are seeing with Marvel Rivals, and this is genuinely impressive. It has essentially maintained its launch peak for an entire fortnight. This is a vanishingly rare achievement. It is absolutely stunning. The daily lows for this game are resting at 180k. And, well, they're good. The highs are good and regular. And I kind of remember the words of our erstwhile Prime Minister, Theresa May, strong and stable. It's rare for a new game.
I think that it's doing really well. My concern is that I think that with games like that, once people lose interest in them, then people are kind of totally out of it and they don't care anymore. And that's what my concern with that would be like after Marvel Rivals has been out for a while, then like what's going to happen after that?
To be that strong and stable, and if you're Blizzard, you're absolutely going to be feeling a sting. So much so, definitely need to check out today's sponsor. Boot.dev, they're a long-time channel supporter, and they actually just got better. So what they do, right, is they teach you back-end development using Python.
What is this, Play Rivals? It's pretty solid. I might try it tomorrow, actually.
On and go. They're structured
I'm thinking about trying the game
RPG.
out.
They're made by fellow viewers of this channel, and what's really nice is their clean, fresh, new UI. And it's so good because in the world of just modern, soulless designs, they're actually leaning into RPG. I love it. It's so nice and rich. And on top of that, they've got another awesome feature called Spellbook that they just shipped, and it is so cool. So as you're progressing through lessons, right, you unlock new Spellbook pages, and these are all like fully searchable. They're full of concept explainers, documentation, code examples, and you can bring it up with just the hit of a hotkey, and that's all unlocked in line with your
I hear they
progress,
pay well for sponsorship.
which is really
I don't
powerful
know.
for learning. And that's really what I love about Boot. It's designed as an overall experience and not just a product. And when you're learning, I think that's just so important. Now, their learning pathway is substantial. You start from, of course, the basics, like your Python fundamentals, learning the likes of, say, Lua, then through to really cool example projects like a server client, Pokedex, through to a whole module.
I don't even know what the characters do, honestly. I have no idea.
Actual practical advice and bonus deeper learning modules as well. It's really cool.
Did someone at Blizzard tweet about calling the Marvel game an Overwatch-like? Yeah, I guess so.
Two brothers, you can tell that the whole thing is made with so much heart because, big corporations just can't really do it like that. With my link, you get 25% off your purchase, so I'd go for annual. That's how you save the most money, and of course, if it's not for you, they have a no questions asked 30-day refund, and of course, you can actually browse their materials and their demos for free. So what the hell's going on here? Marvel Rivals is a free-to-play just like Overwatch, but that's not really an even comparison because of price anchoring. Overwatch 1 was a paid game, and it was far less of a playable storefront than Overwatch 2 has ended up being, and that's what made Overwatch 2 sting. Of course, contrasted with all of the cool stuff that we were shown at BlizzCon.
Oh yeah, those are all the things that didn't happen.
With Rivals, well, it just has audience expectations being met. Everybody knows what to expect. I mean, for an extreme example, on this very channel, we caught a lot of flack for being harsh on the Delta Force microtransactions. To us, they were pretty damn bad microtransactions. That's why we criticized them pretty damn heavy in that video. But clearly, a lot of people didn't care at all, really. And I imagine it's because it was a free-to-play game, and it basically met their expectations. Here, then,
people don't really care about free-to-play games having high microtransactions. I think with Overwatch, it's a little bit different because people that bought Overwatch 1, the game was one way and then it got changed to something else. I think that's the reason why people kind of got frustrated with it. But in a general sense, I don't think that people care about microtransactions for cosmetics. Yeah, they open my boxes. Right, exactly. Yeah, they're force migrated. So, like, if Overwatch 1 and 2 was the same as, like, I don't know, maybe like PoE 1 and 2, you probably would have seen less negativity.
Rivals is made by NetEase Games. They're a group who absolutely know how to retain players based on the countless large-scale free-to-play live service titles that they run, many of which are, of course, are on mobile, and, well, they have many investments in so many other games as well. Now, brand-wise, this has got Marvel, but it's got a flavor of Marvel that, at least from my outsider's perspective, doesn't seem tarnished by MCU fatigue. I mean, looking at the game, they're clearly leaning
and I think this is also another reason why it kind of did well, is because it didn't really try to copy the MCU. They kind of did like their own version of the characters. I think it looked like Wolverine is very, very different. Whereas like some of them, they're like a little bit closer.
Actually cool. Their designs shine. It is the opposite of Concord.
Yeah.
Concord's a game that did have a few banging bits of concept art, but my
Well, if you just look at the visuals, this is the problem that I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to a lot. If you look at this right here, this looks like trash. Looks really bad. And I think that that's one of the things more development studios need to realize is that these like really bright, hyper-saturated colors are really off-putting for many people. And also, like, the characters aren't hot. Like, you're not going to see cosplay girls cosplaying anything from Concord. That's another huge issue. Like, there's no reason to have characters that people don't like. Why would somebody want to play a hero? Why would you want to play a hero shooter when you don't want to be any of the heroes? Where's the logic there? It doesn't exist.
Art, but my god, there are not even words to describe how badly that all translated into Sony Photoreal 3D. It just didn't work. But Marvel Rivals has another strength. It is not wholly original, and you may think that's me just absolutely launching into an attack, but look, it is
No, it is. Like, Marvel Rivals absolutely has a huge advantage because it capitalizes on existing characters and IPs that people are aware of. This is an objective fact. Like, I can't see not thinking this way.
Similar to Overwatch, but that's not really the main point. One person who did try to make a point in this, though, was Mike Ybarra, our dearly departed Blizzard president, who is still out there hunting down some tasty high-growth opportunities. He launched a rather infamous...
Now he's doing, he's doing, like, gambling stuff. I mean, like, what the fuck?
Tweet. I'm just going to read it out for you.
Yeah.
And, hey, you got to get it here because he deleted the original. Quote, looks like Overwatch Marvel Rival ships tomorrow. I mean, even the character name, Widowmaker in Overwatch versus Black Widow and Marvel Rivals, lol. Nettie's Tencent, all the same. Oh, Mike. Mike kind of...
What do you say? Right? I mean, what do you say? No way he's serious? I don't know. What a dumbass? Yeah.
At a point buried through the stupidity, but the tweet absolutely is just him literally saying that Black Widow, a character introduced in the year 1964, was a Widowmaker knockoff, which is not true. You could maybe say his actual point, though, is the character kits. In a way, it makes the point he was trying to make, but it also shows why people are resonating with this game.
Well, I wonder what people would say if you said the same thing about, like, Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch have similarities. I mean, like, Warcraft took things from Warhammer. What are we talking about? It's just like, it's such a ridiculous thing to say.
Black Widow has got a rifle,
copies.
It's got a scoped mode that does more damage, she's got a grappling hook. So yeah, she will totally appeal to Widowmaker mains. But take a look at gameplay footage they have added to the kit. You've got a knockback kick, you've got a melee baton plus charged plasma round, and it does come together to actually play differently. Now I get why Ybarra tweeted, but the gameplay here is different, especially with its close range third-person brawl.
I bet another reason why this game might be popular is because you can actually kill players in this game, it seems. Because in Overwatch, I don't know about you guys, but like playing the game sometimes, it's like you're beating your head against a wall and nobody's dying and nothing's happening. You can't? Yeah, and this is the reason why I think Retail WoW PvP died. It's because basically they increased the time to kill so massively. So it's like, I remember when I was playing, this is like outdated, but like back then it was like you either die instantaneously or not at all.
That's going on. And that's the point. Rivals does not just copy.
But I don't know. I haven't played this before. It just seems that way to me.
There's always going to be genre crossover. Maybe I'm going to take a look at, say, Paladins from Hi-Res. But Marvel Rivals is different. Like Overwatch, it's got the split between tank, DPS, and support. And many of the 33 launch heroes do have direct crossovers. Some that are absolutely leaned into. I mean, Black Widow probably doesn't need to be a sniper. And yeah, she'll definitely be like that to appeal to the Widowmaker mains. And some of them are inherent, like Hawkeye and Hanzo, who are both bow users, or Symmetra and Doctor Strange, who both use portals. But the thing that matters is that Rivals gets to cook with almost 70 years of inspiration and a wealth of real-world player experience from other hero shooters, and that means what we've got is a slick game that is...
I mean, this game looks pretty good. I mean, I'd have to really sit down and play it to know for sure, but from what I'm looking at here, it actually looks pretty high quality. Am I the only one that looks that gameplay looks so bad? I can see why you think that, but after playing Monster Hunter and like even Dragon Age Veilguard, sometimes the way a game looks like it plays isn't the way that it plays.
Iteration rather than a clone.
Because I thought the same thing.
Ybarra's absolutely dunked on tweet missed. And I think it's why this is a game that is actually surprising and delighting people. It has iterated and brought its formula forward. And in a way, it's done that against traditional wisdom that would say that hero shooter is on the downtrend, that there's MCU fatigue. and that the track record with hero games is actually pretty damn bad. When we think hero game, we're all just going to think of PlayStation Spider-Man, but that's because we've forgotten the massive graveyard of dead games, and even
like
the Marvel
Superman
graveyard,
64,
which will of course have Square Enix's Avengers in it.
Well, that's because the game was
very
garbage.
much the lol cow of its here.
Like, this is the main reason. It's just a garbage game. Also, like, Marvel Rivals does, like, all of their characters are, they're visually appealing. And I think this is a huge thing that a lot of people discount and they don't take seriously. But if you have a game that doesn't have visually appealing characters, that is a massive amount of marketing that you're just totally losing out on. Like for example, like Emeru did like this one cosplay of a Marvel Rivals character, and like the post got like, I don't know, it was like 10 million views or something like that. It was massively fucking popular, and so you have people that want to that will effectively advertise your game just simply because it's a good game. And because people like the characters, the Luna Snow, I think that's what it was. Yeah, exactly. And so if you don't have that in your game, you have to ask yourself why. Why would you not have that in your game?
But even good games that have got like big popular Marvel superheroes have failed to meet financial expectations.
Yeah.
We've got two examples of this. One is Guardians of the Galaxy and the other is Firaxis's Midnight Suns. And the thing is, those were both really good, well reviewed.
You just want Overwatch to lose. True though.
Games that just didn't sell. And then of course there's the now rather end of life Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yep.
Before that there's Gotham Knights. So it's not been a good time. By comparison, though, Marvel Rivals has got half of the internet standing Jeff the Bloody Landshark, who I didn't even know existed, and it turns out has only existed since 2019. So this is not a case of put heroes in it that people know, and suddenly everyone will start.
Why don't you play Rivals?
Playing. No, what they've done...
It helps. It definitely helps. Like, having established IP that people understand is a huge bonus and a massive thing. It absolutely is. I can't imagine not thinking that. Of course it is.
They've nailed the basics. They have carefully chosen some deep pools. They've chosen things that everybody knows, and they've executed it all to an extremely high standard. The mechanical diversity of this game, especially considering that it's only just launched, is absolutely insane. And that's a large part of why people will play it over Overwatch. One team can have, let's see, a teleporting ninja fight, multiple flight-based characters, web swingers, and where the web swinging actually feels good. If you've got Rocket and Groot, then you actually get an entirely new ability and game-wide mechanic on top of your existing set. And to quote from the game's director, the awesomely named Thaddeus Sasser, well, he basically said this: "I don't know about you, but when I heard the concept of the game, I was like, oh my god, I want to be Storm in a game. I want to be Doctor Strange in a game. I want these heroes in the game. That sounds awesome." And of course, my mind immediately leapt to all the cool possibilities you could have with that.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the game's popular. It definitely capitalizes on people's nostalgia and, like, understanding of the existing characters. And I think that it also provides, like, a foundation to, like, okay, well, if you're doing Doctor Strange, you're probably going to have things like portals and, like, time mechanics, like reversing time to heal yourself, something like that. So, yeah, of course, like, Hawkeye's going to have a bow. Okay, it's going to be kind of like Hanzo. Yeah, of course that stuff matters.
Seems like a very trite
thing.
It
makes perfect sense, really.
He's the director for the game. And it's absolutely not a fair one-to-one comparison, but do you know what appears in my head? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, where the first reaction from most people when they watched that E3 trailer was, oh, this looks like a generic third-person shooter. Why are we just doing shoot-bang with guns? This doesn't really feel like heroes.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, broad market perception, what consumers thought, was not enough to get that game any cut through. Well, look, that's enough lavishing this game with praise.
Well, the game didn't look good. That was the problem. Like, Marvel Rivals looks good and the characters are appealing. Suicide Squad, they don't. Like, it's such a simple concept, and it's weird that so many people struggle with it, too. It's amazing.
Back to business, especially because there's a statistic that puts this whole thing in context. Matt Piscatella has got 2 decades of industry analysis experience. He's the executive director of Circana. They're a long-time analytics firm. They are not small. You actually may know one of the companies they just acquired, Nielsen, as in Nielsen of television ratings.
Oh.
So they're a big...
The only reason you booted up Overwatch is because you're drinking, and you used to play when you drink. See, that's a bad habit. Playing Overwatch, not the drinking. I'm just kidding. Drinking is too.
Big fish with massive corporate clients, literally their stock in trade is actually having good analytics. And what's great is Matt shares loads of games data in public.
Wow.
This chart shows the percentage of weekly actives by game title. And better than anything, this shows just how winner takes all this industry is.
Well, because the reason why it's winner take all, it's because people want to play the game that everybody is playing. It's really simple. Like in any competitive game, people want to play a popular competitive game because it means that their skill will be respected and appreciated by more people. That's why you have, whenever a game loses popularity, its competitive scene generally dies. Because as soon as that happens, well, it's like, okay, well, why do I want to be good at this game? Nobody is going to watch me or care about me being good at this game. And there's queue times as well. You know, you're right. There's other components to it, but I think this is one of the biggest reasons. Absolutely, it is.
The top 5 games hold 75% of audiences, like just by player numbers. And if you're an indie, in a way, that's okay because you're fighting for the 25% of the audience, not the big 75%. You don't need that insane level of scale to be successful. But if you are a major AAA live service, you need to make a dent in that 75%. You need to fight with those games that are taking so many people in an absolute winner-takes-all industry. And of course, it's failing to do that leads to the likes of, say, X-Defiant going under the way that it did.
And another big problem is, like, a lot of games have a really bad first impression. Like, Suicide Squad had a really bad first impression. I think, like, Concord had a really bad first impression. And the issue is that a first impression with a game is, like, extremely important. So if as soon as it comes out, there's a lot of people complaining about it and saying it's bad, that's going to affect the game in a very massive long-term way. And I think that's why it happens constantly. And second impression and third, Suicide Squad's impressively bad. Well, what I mean is, like, so if you see a game and it's immediately unappealing, there are a lot of people that are like, wait a minute, okay, it's bad. I'm not going to think about it anymore. And I think another big component to that is that when people are thinking about, like, investing a lot of time into something, or actually, well, it's not even really that. It's that people don't like to change their mind.
Did Overwatch sobered you up?
And this is another really big important thing. Most average people do not like changing their mind. They hate the idea of the fact that they were wrong. And people view changing your mind as admitting that you were wrong. So as soon as they decide that a game is bad and it sucks and it doesn't look good, then they're never going to play it, because playing it after that would be admitting that they're wrong. And I know it sounds stupid, but that's the way I think people think. First impressions are big, yeah. Like D4 bad, yeah, biggest falling off of society. It's not society, this is human, it's base human behavior. Yeah, you lose credit for admitting fault, then you never had any to begin with. Oh, if you lose credit for admitting fault, this isn't even credit. It's not thinking about, like, it's just people don't want to admit that they're wrong. It's not complicated, is it? I feel like it's pretty simple.
Concord immediately dying because there was no real universe where it was going to get itself to where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And it's in that context that Rivals is actually impressive, because in a winner-takes-all industry, it has managed to get cut through. And this is what their director had to say. It's pretty wise. There's a switching cost. I've already invested in Overwatch. I've got 15 skins for Pharah.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. I think the trick is you need to have that reason that people want to come and play your game, and I think Marvel...
Tego, do you have a bunch of skins? Is that why you play?
Rivals does that exactly with the superhero, and that's...
There's also another reason.
I also didn't know Rivals did that. I just couldn't imagine being like, nah, I can't leave this game. I have this really cool skin. I feel like, what?
And it's the opposite. When you're going into Overwatch, you're competing against people that have maybe played Widowmaker for 7 years. You're competing against people that have played Soldier 76 for 5 years. And the skill gap is so big there, and people are so good at the game that a lot of people look forward to new games that play well, because those new games are a chance that it's on a clean slate and everybody is beginning and learning at the same time. Because, like, over time, the skill gap in the game gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, people in Vanilla WoW were worse at the game than people in Burning Crusade, and they were worse than people in Wrath of the Lich King. And this is the same with League of Legends. If you probably go watch League gameplay from 2013, it's not going to be anywhere near the universe that it is now. So what happens is that the skill gap gets so big, and a new game gives everybody an even playing field, and that's why people want to play it as well. It's a huge component. It happened to Fortnite 100%. So bad. It did. Like, that's why Fortnite introduced no build. It's because the skill gap for Fortnite was so big that an average player could not keep up with it at all. You play with who's in your rank? Yeah, but it's demoralizing to know that people are that much better than you. And I think that it gives people, like, they don't want to get into it because they feel like they're at such a massive disadvantage because they haven't played for so long and other people have. I think it's psychological.
Basically the big point. Nailing fantasy and using the comics as an excuse to go extremely hard on designs and to make those designs fundamentally appealing. That has worked. Look, I'm not trying to be cruel to Concord on purpose, but just look at the skin variants. Look at what they look like.
Well, they're ugly and disgusting. Nobody wants to be these characters, so of course nobody wants to play a game where you play as the characters. It's not complicated.
Oh, look at the things that you can buy within this game. So, Mr. Herman Hulst of PlayStation, if you're confused about why Concord, which you reportedly were really bullish about, if you're kind of confused why it didn't really work out, this is a really good example. But even with all that good, there are two things to discuss. Number one, business model. It's coming under some critique, and for strange ways, because it does seem a little bit pretty thought out. But also that this game is actually walking a very similar path to Overwatch, and they are going to have to be careful and make sure that they do not step into all of the rakes that, of course, Blizzard stepped into.
I think that they will. I feel like a game like Marvel Rivals will be popular, be really popular for a while, and then people will kind of lose interest in it, the same as anything else. Like, that's fine. But, like, hopefully it'll be fun for 6 months, right? Give it 3 years? Yeah, exactly.
The Blizzard hit themselves in the face. Monetization first, and I'd say that it's mixed, though fundamentally it does have something that Overwatch does not have, in that it is a third-person game. Now, if you look at Counter-Strike, I mean, obviously it's guns and knives, because those are the most tangible and visible things. But with, say, League of Legends, which has now got hyper-expensive skins that can cost hundreds of dollars, that's third person. You can see your character. It's almost as if regularly seeing the thing that you're expected to buy kind of matters.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons. Yeah, of course. Because like, if you can see people, yeah, duh.
And has got the standard suite. It's got a battle pass, it's got cosmetic bundles, but where things get a little bit dementia-inducing is, of course, currencies is one of those. So all those things I mentioned are purchased using units, and you can get units through battle
it's
pass.
A free-to-play game made by NetEase. It's going to have fucking stupid monetization. Like, every annoying type of monetization it's going to have outside of pay-to-win, it probably has it, right? Like, I would just easily assume that, for sure.
Progression, challenges, events,
of course.
And something that NetEase knows very well indeed, promo codes. So you may not know this if you don't play them, but promo codes are a massive part of the gacha game world and culture. Basically, gacha game players are not stupid. They know that it is a crazy gambling hellscape. But the peace is kept because the gacha companies generally deliver a shitload of content, and they're often quite generous when it comes to things like promo codes, especially in major holidays.
This is true. Yeah, I think actually this is a really good point. Yeah, is that games have a lot of giveaways and like a lot of freebies, and that also gets people to log in again because like they don't want to miss out on it. It's like an advertisement.
So their inclusion here is a smart leg up on the Western competition. It means if they just want to hit the engagement lever, they can do that. Now, what's odd then is the premium currency, which is called Lattice. It's $1 per 100. It's purchasable in discounted bundles, which all seems completely normal. But what's strange is it's used in only one way, converting all of your Lattice into units at a 1-to-1 ratio, which does feel really quite overcomplicated. Then, of course, like Fortnite, there is a currency that you use within the Battle Pass to unlock things. Now, I have noticed pricing is raising some eyebrows. I mean, yes, things are extremely expensive in free-to-play games. You're basically looking at bundles costing $20 worth of units or $35 worth of units if it is an MCU thing. And, of course, to explain
Jesus. Okay, yeah, I mean... I feel like for a free game, if you're complaining about cosmetic prices in a free game, like, what the fuck are you doing? Really? Like, what are we doing here? We're gonna complain about cosmetics in a free fucking game.
MCU thing, well, obviously, the mouse has got to get its cut. But there is one thing where I actually think we've seen good movement here. The Marvel Rivals Battle Passes do not expire, just like Halo Infinite and just like Helldivers 2. This is one of the things that I have been hammering on about for quite a while now in the industry.
Yeah, there's no advantage to a user that Battle Passes expire. It's purely consumer unfriendly, and it's consumer hostile even. Because they're taking your money and your rewards and they're deleting them unless you play the game at some sort of like accelerated rate above what you would normally do.
I think that expiring battle passes, say in Overwatch 2 and so many other games, are basically tantamount to FOMO exploiting pseudo theft. I mean, the idea that you could buy one of these things and then it'll just go kaput, and that they actually weaponize FOMO to sell you progression through the thing that you already bought. Because whenever you buy a battle pass, yeah, you might intend to finish out the thing, but life can get in the way. If
that's the thing that's so weird about it, is like, sometimes people have real life situations that make them not able to play a video game and complete a battle pass. Why should they be excluded from rewards for that? It's just so silly. Doesn't make any, like, what are we talking about here?
Happens in this video game, you're still going to have your battle pass. You will not have been screwed.
But you're given that choice to make a buy. Oh, well, like you're saying, like people still choose to buy it. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do it. I'm saying that it's just a bad practice. It's that simple.
Blizzard will happily screw you in all of their games with the way that they do their battle passes. So this is absolutely a good move, and I hope that a real major game that is doing numbers like this, implementing this type of battle pass, actually gets rewarded, because this is what needs to be the norm. So overall, it's mostly standard, a little bit of a mixed bag, but they have made a major piece of progress. The next thing to talk about then is the challenge of running a game like this, because already they are seeing cries and demands from players for the sorts of features that some people in Overwatch loved and others didn't. Launch Overwatch 1 was a blast. It was an often busted blast.
This is always what happens, is that they the problem is that if you overbalance the game, you end up making it not fun for people. But it's like a very delicate balance between like doing it too much and then not enough. It's bad 100%, but the content's saved, the game will grow massive. I could see, like, my concern with Marvel Rivals is that I could easily see in 6 months it having like a maybe 20 to 50k player base and then pretty much declining from there. Like, that's kind of what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a popular game for a while, but there are a lot of games, the biggest struggle isn't the release, it's the maintenance. That's really where it's where like the real challenge is. Like, where's it going to be 6 months from now? It's Marvel MOBA? Yeah, no, we'll see what happens, right?
Any of us experienced that with the Classic event. Now, with top-down pressure to focus in the Overwatch League and an internal desire to actually make Overwatch 2 PvE instead, so that they could have a stepping stone to something that would approximate Project Titan, the failed MMO, it's safe to say that Overwatch struggled with direction just a little bit. That still is playing out today, where Overwatch has basically morphed into its PvP self, and if you had hopes for anything else, well man, that just sucks. Now, Rivals is a bit like launch Overwatch. Some shit is completely busted, and it's a bloody good time that's thrilling players, but it does mean they're seeing similar pressures. A lot of people want some
Because every single day that the game is unbalanced, more people start playing meta builds and meta things. And that's what I've seen happen with a lot of people, is that you just have the metas build up more and more and more until the meta is just completely definitive. And like everybody plays this all the time. And like in competitive games, you have like added pressure. Because in a single player game, like Path of Exile maybe, or like Elden Ring, there are still meta builds, but the meta isn't as punishing because you don't have peer pressure to play the meta. But with a competitive game, you do.
Of role log. They will also want some form of role queue. How are they going to deal with this? And I say that because we've typically seen live service shooters through a ranked progress first esports focused lens, something I see a lot of pushback to in comments of our videos. So navigating that is going to be a challenge here, especially because they have got such a broad audience. An audience that, in terms of its dynamics, I would say is far closer to the Overwatch 1 ginormous audience than the far smaller and I suppose more clearly competitive PvP-focused Overwatch 2 audience. Now, where Overwatch was torn between multiple directions, it's clear that things are going to be a little bit different here because this game is launching the way that it was intended. It's got 3-month seasons, multiple maps and heroes a season. That's the way that the thing is set up. They also get to have obvious marketing around films, major comic things, games, but right now, its real strength is a distinct lack of a calcified, ranked PvP-focused culture, which is what's set in Overwatch 2, where of course...
This is what happens with every game like this, is that it just gets too competitive and then casual players quit. That's what I think I would be worried about the most. Like, it's too hard at, like, Dr. Zero, why don't you play the way I want? Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, that stuff happens, and then people just lose interest because they can't keep up with the meta. Overwatch 2 is even worse since you can change champions mid-round, so certain heroes work better in different spots on the map. Yeah, definitely. Sweats kill games.
Within that culture don't agree with each other on what direction the game should go in. And what that essentially means to me is that in terms of gameplay, this is the inheritor to Overwatch 1's crown. Now, from a world-building perspective, it is not an inheritor to Overwatch 1. And that is the thing that's tragic about Overwatch 1. So many people fell in love with the world, only to be profoundly let down, where the Overwatch world is basically just turned into an excuse to have branded crossover events. We live in hell. But at least if you like that gameplay, you've now got a game that seems catered to you. And NetEase's challenge then is avoiding the mistakes of Blizzard. On balance, I actually think they will largely succeed in this one, but only
are they going to be able to succeed or not? I think that it depends. I don't know. I mean, as I said, I don't think that a game like this is going to have a long lifespan, but I think also people need to be more accepting of playing a game for a while and then not playing it anymore. Because I feel like nowadays what ends up happening is because people get so fixated on constantly and like wanting to invest all of their time and energy into like one specific game. And in doing so, I think it just... I mean, I would say I think it just kind of burns people out, and people want one game to be everything that it could possibly be. Yeah, just move on. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, yeah, the game's going to be popular and fun for a while, and then when it's not, then stop playing it. I feel like people try to make too much of an investment into video games.
Time will tell. If you want to check out another pretty hot bit of news, this video next.
Yep, kind of like Minecraft. Well, it's like WoW, where like people want WoW to be like their game that they can play for 10 hours a day every single day and not run out of things to do. And they want it to be like, this is the term, right, is a forever game. Like, okay, I'm going to log on to this game and play it all the time, constantly, and that's going to be my focus. We've been trained to want that? Yeah, I think that's in some cases generally true, yeah. Even Sunraku doesn't only play Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah, true. That's a good point. You underestimate the people only play one game? Well, I do, but the issue is that if you cater to those people, you end up doing what Blizzard did with WoW, where you introduce like endless RNG loot systems, endless farms, endless gameplay. Because if you want to make somebody play the game all the time, you have to create content that makes it unfun to play the game some of the time. And that's what happened with Shadowlands, and that's what happened with Legion and BFA too. So I haven't really played the game like recently, so I'm not sure really what it is now, but that's basically what the problem is. You sure? Yeah, I am. I think that's really the reason, because people want to feel like they're getting effort out of their time. Release will not do a Blizzard and keep a zombie like WoW. I don't know. Like, this is what my plan is. I think I'm going to play this game tomorrow. I think I'm going to play I'm going to play and try out Marvel Rivals and see what the game is like. Yeah, I've already downloaded it. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. It's right there. So yeah, I'm going to play it and see what happens. I don't know why.
I think I kind of want to play it too.
Why this keeps happening. People keep getting hired
who want to physically assault the people that they're making products for. People are so mad about Siri. I don't even think, like, I've said this before, I don't even think she looks bad. It's not even a thing. They're doing it intentionally. Yes, what is going on with this?
Hey, what's up, guys? Up here. So today we're going to be talking about concerns that gamers have regarding CD Projekt Red, as well as their upcoming release of The Witcher 4.
Yeah.
Now, ever since the trailer for this game was released at the Game Awards, there's been a lot of discussion about the game. Obviously, it's a very successful franchise, but people are really talking about the choice of the main protagonist for this game, the latest Witcher, which is now Ciri.
Right.
Now, people are making a lot of different comments. We're going to focus on the lore-related concerns, but also people were criticizing the design, saying she's more masculine, but also some people said it's fine and maybe she's just a little bit older in this game. I don't know. I don't really think it's like the biggest concern for them right now. They have a lot of...
I don't think it's a big deal either. I really don't. I mean, I think people are really jumping the shark on this one. Like, just give it a little bit more time.
Other issues facing not only this game, but also CD Projekt Red as a whole, but that didn't stop journalists from basically labeling her as the latest girl boss. You can see rock, paper, shotgun.
Having Ciri as the Witcher 4 lead will help the game explore the Witcher world's sexism, says CD Projekt Red. It's also something of a Witcher origin story. See, like, the problem is that if I heard a company like Square Enix was trying to do this, or I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of another company I think like tells really good stories, I think it would be fine. Because, like, obviously it's a Middle Ages story. Women are, you know, historically oppressed in basically every society. So yeah, it could make sense. Like Atlus, yeah, like if Atlus said this about, you know, whatever if they said, oh, we're making another Metaphor game and it's gonna be about exploring sexism, I would be like, oh great, okay, I bet this is gonna be a good game. So it's really, what I'm saying is it's really about the messenger more than the message.
These days, with this headline saying, having Ciri as the Witcher 4 lead will help the game explore the Witcher world's sexism, says CD Projekt Red. Now, I'm going to be very critical of CD Projekt Red in this video, but I got to defend them here because that is not what they said. That headline is very misleading. If you can read the quotes here, they mention nothing about combating sexism in the world. Just kind of an embarrassing article here, but let's go back to the concerns about the main protagonist here.
What a surprise. What a surprise that an article written is misleading. It is unbelievable to me how much people just put out bullshit like that without even trying. Like, you're just lying at the end of the day. You're just making up bullshit. Yeah, misrepresented clickbait article. I know, I read it. I saw this myself, what they said. It had nothing to do with that.
Real ones, okay? Despite how games journalists might frame some of this stuff, people are not concerned about a woman taking on this role in the game as the main protagonist. In fact, a lot of people...
I think that some people are. People just liked Geralt and they wanted to play as him again. I don't really think it's that deep. They're like, well, I don't want to play as her, I want to play as the guy. Yeah, that's just... I really don't like why is she Witcher. I don't even think they're thinking about that. They're like, oh, well, what happened to the other character? I liked him. Yeah, it's really not that deep. Like, you're expecting everybody to understand, like, the deep lore behind why women can't be Witchers and, like, some fucking, like, thing, like, Trial of the Grasses. You think people know what the fuck that is? They have no idea. They're just like, oh, wow, what about the guy? I liked him. He was cool. Yeah, it
enjoy
matters.
The character Ciri, especially based on Witcher 3, and I don't think a lot of people would have an issue with her having a big role in The Witcher 4. However, the fact that she's a Witcher is what's causing the controversy, because to many, it seems like it's violative of established lore. Now, I'm not some expert on Witcher-related lore, so correct me if I'm wrong about some things in the comments section, but it seems like very established lore that only men could be Witchers, that the task of going through the Trial of the Grasses is so physically brutal that a woman just physically could not make it through. That seems like that was a very established piece of lore, and a lot of people are saying
that was my understanding as well. Now, I'm not a, you know, an expert in this kind of stuff, but that was also my understanding. Not true? Well, you can say it's not true, but think about it like this. If it's not true, then why do so many people think the exact same thing? There clearly had to have been a statement or something like that about this that gave people this impression.
Violating that lore. Now, in response to that, there's been a lot of discussions and interviews by people at CD Projekt Red and on the team for this game, trying to dispel some of those lore-related concerns. We can see the director here, Kolemba, as well as the CD Projekt Red franchise and lore designer, Kane Maher, if I'm pronouncing that right. We'll talk about him later in the video, but they say outright that these changes to Ciri's character will not come at the expense of the series canon, but will instead represent a natural evolution of her character. And they go on to clarify 100% that she has in fact successfully completed the Trial of the Grasses, so she is a Witcher the same way her predecessors were, and there's no like pseudo-Witcher status that she has. Sure. She outright completed the trial, so now you have to say, well, did they violate established lore? And based on this, they're trying to say that they're not. Yeah. And I don't really know. Like, this explanation really is lacking. And you think, why is this really an issue in the first place? And some of these concerns about the lore being switched around and rewritten to make this protagonist choice.
I think that Sapkowski wasn't happy about The Witcher 3 also. So, like, even this doesn't really, set me off. He hated it, right? And so it's like, if the benchmark is him liking the game, then based off of that benchmark, the game Witcher 3 was bad. He hates the games. Yeah, the author's a dick. No, he's a massive dick. I think it's funny. Like, I'm not, like, offended by this. I don't dislike him. It's just funny to me. But, yeah, apparently, yeah, he's a huge asshole.
Work has to do with the fact they're disregarding the original intent of the author who wrote this saga. Yeah. And you can see this headline here. CD Projekt Red admits original author was not consulted on Ciri's Witcher role in Witcher 4.
What a surprise.
So they make it very clear in an interview here, the developer as well as this Weber individual from CD Projekt Red, that they did not consult the author about The Witcher 4 or this choice of Ciri as the latest Witcher.
Yeah, so, again, this also is no problem if you contextualize it around the way that the author reacted to The Witcher 3. But, and this is like, again, in my opinion, it's like another time where like articles get written with like context omitted that ends up making it less problematic.
So they're asked outright by this interviewer at Eurogamer, has he explicitly said yes, that this choice is absolutely fine and that she could make it through the Trial of the Grasses? And Weber responds saying, I mean, I can actually give you a very good answer because it's written that Sapkowski usually gives. The answer is in the books, and in the books, Sapkowski called Ciri a Witcher multiple times, and Geralt called Ciri a Witcher in the books too. So I think that basically says what Sapkowski, the author, thinks about the topic. And I think that's a very lame answer. Okay, they're saying, I'm going to use the words of the original author to confirm what we're doing is right, but we also are just making up those words for him. He didn't actually talk to us. We didn't consult with him on the topic, so we're just going to infer what he might have thought about this subject. And I think that's a bit unfair, and I think that is something that is kind of concerning, because it seems like they don't really care about the original intent that much, because if they did, they would definitely consult him about this issue and have an answer ready. They had to know they were going to be pressed about this choice of Ciri as a Witcher. But anyways,
I don't agree with this point personally, because a Witcher is a proper noun. It's like a title that means a specific thing inside of the lore. It's not like, for example, you know, there's like terms that are used, like I'm thinking of like an example, like an adjudicator, or you know, bishop, or like actual terms that have operator, officer, like mercenary, like different titles, arbiter. These terms in a lot of cases have like a real life contextual meaning that are then co-opted for a video game, right? Inquisitor, like this means something different based off of, are you looking at Warhammer 40K or are you looking at the Spanish Inquisition? So the difference between that and The Witcher is that The Witcher is not a term that's used in real life in any capacity. It's invented for the books. So because there's no secondary definition of The Witcher that exists in a general speaking language, then it would logically mean that if he's referring to her as a Witcher, he means that in fact she is a Witcher. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the logic that I use.
They would also double down on this in other interviews as well, and you would see that individual once again, the lore designer and franchise designer at CD Projekt Red, Maher. He would confirm that same sort of thing, saying they were called a Witcher by the author, which again, people point out that she was often called a Witcher as sort of a playful thing, and again, it's kind of like a lame way to justify this choice. But again, let's talk about this Maher individual. You can see they are, of course, the franchise and lore designer at CD Projekt Red. Now, they're having a bit of a hard time on Twitter today because of all of this related lore debate. People have been focusing on the lore designer, obviously, and they're starting to dig through his accounts, and it doesn't look great. Another person in the gaming industry who clearly has a disdain for gamers. Many such cases. So here's some of the tweets in this conversation, I guess implying that him and I think his wife will punch gamers together. Also, he is a journalist. Him and I think his wife will punch gamers together.
How does this keep happening? How do people that actively hate their own audience keep getting jobs making content for this audience? Why does it... I don't understand this. Yeah, it's so fucking weird, man. That, because I feel like there are so many of these cases where the people that are making these games have this, fucking, what's the word for it? They have, this resentment towards people that play the games. That, yeah, they hate their own customers. How do people keep getting hired like this? It's unbelievable. As soon as they vocalize this in public, they should be fired, in my opinion. I don't know. I think you'd probably need a few more points on the graph for me. But, this definitely is a point on the graph. It's crazy.
Together. Also, he is a journalist from The Gamer, which is known...
Okay. All right. Now everything makes sense. Here we go.
For a lot of slop articles, and is constantly ridiculed by gamers for not being a good news source on the related subjects. On top of that, there's this conversation where he says gamers are already bad enough in response to a...
I say this a lot, but games receiving mixed reviews is a good thing. I don't think we need to snipe at each other because some people thought a game was better or worse than we did. That's not clever, it's petty, and never comes across well or is helpful in any way. That's fine. Exactly, the gamers are bad enough. Yeah, it's just it's really weird to me to see this because it's almost like the people that work in this industry view their customers as some form of unwashed masses that are only worthy of being talked down to and patronized. And I don't really understand, how do you get a, it's like if you're a vegan, I would say don't get a job at a steakhouse. Well, if you're a gamer, if you hate gamers, then why would you join an industry that caters to them? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's just weird. It's a Trojan horse? I guess so. Blaming the consumers is bad business? Well, this isn't even really blaming the consumers. This is having a free-floating hostility and negative feeling towards towards your customers. I don't see how this is beneficial in any way to anyone. Yeah, because they're political activists, it's a culture war? I don't know. I mean, I just feel like if you look at it at a base value, it just seems so ridiculous.
Deleted post. But this one's really telling. It says,
here we go.
If you're an adult who loses their mind with the concept of pronouns, which everyone, everywhere, throughout all of history, has used every single day, there is something wrong with your life. But it's not what you think it is. The wokes aren't out to get you. You're just a clown. I honestly feel sad when I see people who have very clearly...
I don't agree with this because it's always that people are... This is the issue. It's that they introduce pronouns into the game, and then the people who are unreasonable are the people who don't like it. So it's like, if it's really not such a big deal, then why did you put it into the game in the first place? It's gaslighting. So like, and if you want to have a conversation about like whether they should be in the game or not, then that's different. But you can't make an appeal to triviality when you're the one who programmed it and coded it into the game. It's clearly not trivial to you. That's why you put it in. It's just like, it's amazing to see such like a, just like a thoughtless argument being used. It's not about the programs, it's the compelling people to act in a certain way. Well, that's the thing, right? Is that the idea is that in order to create a... I think the reason why people don't like pronouns is because it creates a soft expectation of compelled speech. Because now everybody has to assert what their pronouns is if other people are doing it, right? Remember like the AOC thing where she was like apologizing for not having pronouns in her bio? I think that's a really great example of it. So this is the reason why people don't like pronouns. And also another reason why people don't like pronouns is very simple, because most people, I would say like 80–90% of people think that there's two genders and that's it. And so why would you need a pronoun when there's only two of them? It's just that simple. So that's really also another big reason. 99%? I don't know about it in the West. I have no idea.
They lost the ability to think because they have been swallowed whole by some insane or inane grift. It is absurd that people can be so far gone that they will publicly go berserk at the sight of the word they, or even just pronoun.
Well, you put it in the game, so it matters a lot to you. I mean, I don't see how, I don't understand the logic. Like, what takes more work, writing a tweet or programming something into the game? Like, obviously programming something into the game takes a lot more work. So, like, how is it that these people are unreasonable and crazy when, yeah, it's an overstretch? Yeah, exactly, right? Does your email have he and they? I have no idea. Like, I've never used pronouns in my life. The minority opinion's trying to gaslight itself on the majority while is trying to force itself on the majority while gaslighting him at the same time. Yeah, I think that it's a very weird situation. And I think the reason why people don't like pronouns is because it is fundamentally antithetical to observable reality. And I think also it's the passive social compelled speech.
Really a new or even worthwhile observation, but people online are way too obsessed with other people's lives and choices. Who gives a shit what anyone else is doing once they're content and not harming anyone? Let people be happy and mind your own business.
I think that people would probably say that towards the people that are putting pronouns into the game. I think that's the whole point. It's that they never needed to be in the game in the first place, and everything was fine, and now you're putting them in the game, and people don't like that. I think that if you don't like pronoun, like, I would never not play a game because of pronouns, but if you don't want to play a game because of pronouns, you have every right to do that. And I think the problem that a lot of these people have is that they view the moral position of their argument to be able to supersede people's own, like, their free will. So, like, if you want to do this and you don't want to play a game with pronouns, you have every right to do that. And if enough people don't want to do that, then your game doesn't sell and your company goes out of business. Like, that's it.
So yeah, this guy is all about pronouns, clearly likes the use of the term they. And again, with the gaming industry right now, this is the type of stuff people don't want to hear about someone in charge of parts of a game, especially the lore of a game that is so anticipated, like The Witcher 4. But there's some other tweets. It seems like they're very angry. They're trying to mock an individual for basically criticizing.
And I also think that, like, the whole thing of, like, oh, they're not out to get you is total bullshit. These people very regularly, like, as soon as somebody says something that is not part of their established type of thinking, they always try to cancel them and say bad stuff about them all the time. They'll call somebody racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever, transphobic, yeah. So, no, these people are they're absolutely out to enforce their will and enforce their viewpoint onto other people. Exactly, yeah, that's it.
ugly character designs. It seems like they don't like people doing that. On top of that, you can see this comment. I don't know what exactly he's referring to, but on top of that,
let me see here. Actually, human woke mind virus strikes again. Yeah, so you're like making it a personal insult or whatever, and this is the problem, is that, and you see this a lot with these types of people, is that when you actually ever question their narratives or question what they say, they'll just immediately result to these like weird personal insults and not even discuss what the topic is.
Criticizing ugly character designs. It seems like they don't like people doing that. On top of that, you can see this comment. I don't know what exactly he's referring to, but you can see 2 years ago, he said the worst thing about this is when it's also done in bad faith. Not only will YouTubers monetize your work, they'll do it while talking about how wrong and stupid you are in front of millions. Strong anti-woke audience. How is this considered acceptable is beyond me.
Well, this is it. And so these people are always in favor of restrictions on speech. Yeah, they want to tell you. Yeah, I wonder if this is a video that I did, right? It very much could have been. So yeah, freedom of speech, the guy's wrong. Yeah, exactly. And so this is what it comes down to. They're always pro-censorship because they know that their ideas and their viewpoints can't exist. Discussing a topic needs intelligence. Well, people like this, unless they're the ones restricted, exactly. I wonder if he blocked you? Probably. I don't know.
So clearly they have an issue with YouTubers, which, if it wasn't already confirmed, they're
Well, the reason why they have an issue with YouTubers is because they can't control them. They can control games media, but they can't control people on YouTube. And because those people are, like, just outside of that sphere of influence. So that's why they don't like YouTube content creators. It's because the YouTube content creators are not accountable.
There it is. Because journalists absolutely hate YouTubers with a burning passion. But on top of that, it seems like they have a negative view of YouTubers with a anti-woke audience, which is a lot of channels right now, and it seems like this is not a very good stance to have if you want to not end up the subject of videos criticizing you and the games you're working on, the studio you work at.
Well, everybody has a right to have an opinion, and I think this is the issue, is that these people think that you don't have a right to have an opinion. That's really what the problem is that they don't want you to have an opinion, and they want to tell you what your opinion is.
So we will see Vera Dark here. Thank you for doing the good work, some honest work here, finding their interactions with Alyssa Mercante. So basically, you'll play right here. She's just scrolling through with the @ of Alyssa Mercante, former Kotaku editor, of course, and they're regularly interacting with her posts for years.
Yeah, absolutely glazing her, 100%. And yeah, these people, all of them are part of the same ideological group. Yeah, these people are just a poison. Wherever they go, they just make it worse. That's it. They've been allowed to get away with it for so long, it's going to take a while for things to change. Well, here's really the issue. It's that a lot of these people, I think if enough people complain about it, it will go away. Because at a certain point, like, all of the companies that are doing these things, they don't really care about any of these social issues at all. They're just trying to go where they think the most people are. So if you can make them think that this isn't the right way to go, then they'll go somewhere else. Studios are full of people like him? Yeah, but the studios are being run by people that are not like him.
And honestly, if you're the kind of person who's regularly interacting with someone like Alyssa Mercante and you're in the gaming industry, that is a really bad look. Let's just be honest about that. On top of that, let's see here that this isn't the first time that we've had someone at CD Projekt Red lashing out. In fact, it's not the second time. It's not even the third time. It's happened multiple times. And only a few weeks ago, the CD Projekt Red senior experienced designer was mocking a fan who was worried about DEI-related concerns. This was the initial interaction. IGN posting this Witcher 4 preview here, where this individual said, "I'm not excited over it, and the Witcher series is one of my favorite game series. CD Projekt Red is too deep into DEI, ESG bullshit," where this person goes,
the laughing
mouth
emoji
and a clown emoji. So this person at CD Projekt Red, at the very least, calling this person a clown for pointing out DEI concerns. And based on how you interpret this emoji here.
I mean, it's obvious he's calling him a clown, right? I mean, obviously, that's fine, right? But if there's too many clowns, you've got to realize maybe it's worth building a circus. That's the issue. It's that, yes, you might disagree with these people or whatever, definitely, sure. But the problem is if there's too many of them, uh-oh, you've got a problem. Yeah, I'm sorry, but people will still buy it. I think that, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I think that the entire controversy with The Witcher 4 is overblown. I think it's totally overblown, but this is like a separate problem from the actual game itself. So like the game having Ciri as a main protagonist, I don't really think matters a whole lot. I don't really care about that. But I think the issue is more that like it's like an ongoing pattern that I think has been happening for like a few years now, where you have game developers and people that work in the games industry that actively resent their fans and actively talk shit about their fans. And I think that you're seeing the result of that in games that are coming out in order to spite this audience of people, and those games are failing. So I think that's really what the big difference is.
See this as telling her to shut up, where she interacts by saying, wow, that's so very professional of you. You know, I'm a customer and more than that, a fan of the Witcher series, and you're a senior experience designer at CD Projekt Red. Are you sexist too? Telling a woman to shut up and calling her a clown. And then he says immediate allegations along with misinterpreting. Just wow. So dismissing anything.
I mean, if you call somebody a clown, it's obviously an insult. What are we even talking about? It's like I mean, it's, you can say that, like, that's fine. But, like, how are you gonna, like, it's the intellectual dishonesty of this is always crazy.
He was saying once again, and I went back to find this
about?
interaction, by the way, and it appears that this designer is suspended. His account is gone.
It's probably better for him. Yeah. Wow.
And it's only been a couple weeks since this interaction happened, so that's really weird.
I wonder what he did.
I have not seen many professional people from the industry get their Twitter accounts suspended, so he must have been saying some stuff or
it's
doing
like
some...
if you get banned on Twitter, you have to do something really bad. Like, that's crazy.
Then I don't know, but his account is gone. And now let's just turn to CD Projekt Red in general, okay? So some people are asking the question, is CD Projekt Red woke?
Well, I don't know.
And the answer is yes. Like, no doubt whatsoever. They are one of the most woke gaming companies out there. They are very open about it, and you could overlook these things if you're producing good games, but now when you're slowing things down and people...
They've made good games. That's my viewpoint. Cyberpunk is really good and The Witcher 3 is really good. Those are the two recent games they made. So, like, I mean, if you have a good track record like that, I'm ready to take a risk. They used to? Yeah, I know, but we don't know if they make good games now until the new game gets made, do we? So, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I think that we're counting our chickens before they hatch here, guys. Yeah, I do.
Or worried about upcoming releases like The Witcher 4, people start paying more and more attention to the DI slop on their website and really just filled throughout their entire company. And this is a strange topic because we covered this about 2 months ago. The CEO actually quote tweeted Endymion, who's a YouTuber. We've talked about some of his reports on the gaming industry. And back a couple months in October, he talked to an insider.
I wish that more people would do this, by the way. This is why I don't watch a lot of videos about insiders, because I usually think that they're not true. And like, I feel like I've seen these things play out enough times to where, like, I don't believe any of that stuff.
Who revealed that the CD Projekt Red environment, their work environment, is just riddled with DEI. It's like, you can't escape it over there.
Yeah.
And the CEO, Michael Nowakowski,
hopefully
felt so pressed by this claim. He made this tweet basically denouncing everything that...
I totally support him making this tweet. I think this is a good thing. I want to have direct and honest communication with people like this, where they just simply look at a topic and react to it immediately. It's a lie, though? Okay.
Dimion was reporting on saying, seems we live in times where anyone can record complete nonsense and make a story out of it. CDPR, talent leaving, we have the lowest rotation of people in recent years. DEI-driven recruitment, we hire based on merit and talent alone, just as we make games driven by artistic vision alone. So yes, this whole claim that there's merit-based decisions, and they do that even with their choice of how they make their games and their who they
No, and he is lying about this, by the way. He is. 'Cause I've seen the videos. I know what they're going to show.
All these things, and people gobble this up.
Yeah.
So they saw him going after a YouTuber who's anti-woke, and people were cheering this on. They're like, wow, oh my god, yeah, go after that grifter, yeah, prove those anti-woke people wrong. But these claims by the CEO were instantly challengeable. Like, I can't believe the gaslighting that this person tried to attempt.
This is why they don't do this.
I mean, you go to their website, they have a whole page. In fact, they have multiple sections dedicated to diversity and inclusion. It's like one of the first things they want you to know about their company. And you talk about merit-based, they have programs where they outright state that being a woman in the company will help you advance faster. They also have a program, Girls in the Game, that is only open to women. Men are not allowed to. Girls in the Game.
Well, here's really, I mean, all you have to do is you just read this right here. We're committed to creating small, immersive worlds that provide gamers high-quality entertainment, which is why we try to create realities that are credible and internally consistent. So, like, how are you going to say that you're doing it for creative reasons when you're listing out all of the ways that this ideology permeates your game? Like, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's just lying, right?
A program, Girls in the Game, that is only open to women. Men are not allowed to apply for this. So again,
it's crazy to me that people have this, like, I really wish that guys took this more seriously. I think most guys don't really care a lot about this, but they had this program since Witcher 2. Well, yeah, sure, but like, it still means that what he said wasn't true then, right? Like, I don't know why guys put up with like these different systems like this that are just put out to advantage girls for no reason. Reverse the genders, is it okay? Well, of course it's not. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
The whole merit-based thing, very interesting. But there's more and more if you keep going across here.
Yeah.
And they have one of their pillars, one of their goals. And the first thing is strengthening the DEI culture at CD Projekt by, among others, fostering inclusive leadership. And that is also another thing they look in terms of their leadership positions, diversity. It's an actual thing that impacts whether or not you're getting a leadership role, how diverse you are. On top of that, they have diversity not just with their employees, but with their games as well. As they state here, we are making efforts to place in our games characters of different
Tick, are you still here?
Personalities, social classes, ethnic groups, and sexual preferences.
So how do you go and say it doesn't affect the games? How do you do that? You literally are fucking, like... Oh, God.
This is absolute insanity. I think we're close to the breaking point. People are so tired of this shit. Yes.
We show the inequality that exists in the world, the diverse paths that people take, as well as various problems they must overcome. Yes, very wholesome Chungus. I'm sure gamers will go wild over such
and a lot of people, somebody in chat said, well, this isn't Cyberpunk 2077, and it's good. I think that that's a great point. That's a great counterpoint. But the issue is that it's also at their workplace. Like, I can't see a single reason why giving a person an advantage in a workplace because of an immutable characteristic like ethnicity or gender or sexual orientation is a good thing. Like, I think that, yeah, sure. Like, with the games, it's fine. Who cares?
It made me almost shed a tear, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, it gets so crazy with them. They literally won an award for DEI.
Mm-hmm.
They won a DEI award because they're that entrenched in this stuff. But the CEO told you none of this is happening. Right
Are you
to
kidding
your
me?
face. Yes. CD Projekt
Yeah.
Red is woke. I don't think there's any debate about that. And everything going on with The Witcher 4 and some of these choices and some of the concerns about the lore being violated or not respected, and also some of the behavior of the people involved with that project, I think there's reason for concern. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with The Witcher 4. It's going to be a game that's highly anticipated no matter what, but there seems to be some rolling momentum about criticism being lodged towards not only that game, but CD Projekt Red.
I think it's just a buildup of resentment. It's a buildup of resentment, and it's people that are seeing red anytime that they see any sort of like a female character that's expressed in a story. I think that's what happens the most. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, like, I'm still reserving judgment myself personally until I see real gameplay, because I think that CD Projekt Red has earned that they've earned that goodwill, because I think they've made good games. But in terms of the way that their studios run, I can't imagine any sort of a good justification for giving people a priority based off of an immutable characteristic. It's just bad no matter how you look at it. They changed the engine though? Yeah, but there's Unreal, like, for example, Black Myth Wukong runs on Unreal 5, and I think it's a great game. So, like, if you want to tell me, like Witcher 4 is going to be bad because it's on Unreal, like, that's not really a good argument to me.
Well, but for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I think that really, as I said, I'm still willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm still willing to, like, say, you know what, it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. We'll wait and we'll see what happens. I think that's what I'm still going to do. I'll be real. Like, I'm still not going to go out on a limb and say the game is going to be bad yet. Excuse me. And CD Projekt was already like that, always trying to be holier than the Pope. If the current cultural narrative was different, they would switch instantly. Well, that's the way with every company, right? It's nothing really special with them at all. So yeah, I'll wait for your sponsored stream and save the money. Well, I don't know if I feel like after all the stuff that I say, I'm probably not going to get a sponsor from these guys. I wouldn't expect that to happen. Now, maybe, who knows? But I just don't really think so. And are you aware of many from the Witcher 3 developer team and Cyberpunk team left? You're right. But, I mean, again, I think that the studio has earned my goodwill, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, it costs me nothing. Like, I don't need to get upset. I'll link you guys a video. Give it a like. This is a... Like, I think that the big problem is that you have a massive contingency of people that are making video games that actively hate their core audience. And you can say that, oh, well, these games are just... It's just a small minority of people. I think that that is the biggest fucking cope that you can possibly have. If you think that putting in a non-binary character or something like that is going to go over better with the average Walmart American, are you fucking crazy? Are you insane? Absolutely. Who the fuck thought that? So if you're relying on like some kind of like this like mainstream wide audience that's not going to care about this stuff, didn't those people just elect Trump? What are you talking about? That's not even true. Like, yes, really, you live in a fucking bubble. Yes, it's even more unpopular on the internet, or sorry, in real life. At Walmart America, it is. And we make dog shit food. I don't eat it. I'm not touching Witcher 4, especially more due to the blatant lack of respect to the source material, so fuck them. Again, I, as somebody who never finished the game, I could give less of a fuck about that. But I do hope that it's good, man. I'm a Costco guy? Okay, all right, let's not get started with that. So yeah, deciding the future of a game way before anybody spends the decent amount of money of time with it has to stop. It's a bad cultural trend. I disagree. Because if people don't like where a game is going, it's like the guy that's like, why are you shitting on my plate? And then the guy says, how do you know it's shit? It's not even out yet. I feel like that's kind of, that's probably a really good example of that for me. And I feel like this is the way I would see it. If people don't like the way that the content is in a game,
I think letting the developer know is always a good idea.
How do you know it's shit? It's not even out. It's crazy. Yo, what up, Nathaniel? Yeah, I just got done with my last raid. I mean, before I get off, I'm gonna finish this video and maybe another one. But I'm too slow at the raid, so I'm like, I don't have another hour. But then I'm gonna be doing it all day tomorrow. I'm just gonna do it till I get it. It's fun.
Yeah. And of course people are going to make up their mind immediately because that's what they're going to see. It's more about changing the main character. People would complain if they made God of War 5 and made you play with Atreus only. That's a really great point. I think that you're right. And I think it's actually just that simple for a lot of people. They don't like gamers. Sounds like they don't like money. Yeah. These video game companies really need to stop hiring people that actively hate their target audience, because these people will poison games and include things that alienate people that will buy the games. I don't know why this keeps happening. And I feel like this is definitely on the downswing and it's going away. The ESG funding has run out eventually. Well, it already has. That's why a lot of these companies are abandoning this type of thinking. So yeah. And why do modern game devs hate gamers so much? The reason why modern game devs hate gamers is because they view gamers as being culturally regressive, and they think that gamers are trying to hold on to a worldview that is antiquated and out of date. So they think that gamers, and they also think that they're losers, like just straight up. They think, you know, people like this Rev or me, like whatever, like just gamers that care about this are losers. And so it's basically a combination of disagreeing politically, thinking that these people are of a lower social class, and then also having a moral mandate to think and do what you want to them. So like those are the reasons why. I mean, I disagree with them. I think they're stupid. But like if you want the example and like what the explanation is, there's the explanation right there. So yeah, don't forget the gaslighting. Yeah, but the gaslighting is an outcome. Here's the thing. The gaslighting is an outcome of, what do you call it? The lack of respect and thinking that they're above you. Right, that's it.
Hello, everyone. This is your daily dose of internet. Grandpa had his solar glasses on and was ready to watch the solar eclipse.
What was that?
It's getting covered. Keep it. Oh, it's fully dark.
Oh.
It's fully covered. It's the moon.
Wow. It's gonna come back though.
Wait. Oh, it's coming back.
It's done now. Holy.
Damn.
Are all the cameras up? Oh my god.
So this driver thought they were putting their foot down on the brake pedal.
Oh my gosh, hit the brake! What are you doing?
Bozy, what do you think? Does that look like you?
I feel like this should be illegal. This woman in Spain was spotted feeding pigeons with her mouth. Most places around the world use spare tires, but in Russia they use spare logs.
You got wellies.
Oh.
Oh yeah. You can go in it. Just don't drop your sandwich in it, will you? Right.
So I found this guy that claims to have the fastest hands in the world.
Such a funny thing, though.
They asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and this is all that she wanted.
What is it?
Pull it out.
Pull it out.
What
the is going on around?
Wrench! Give me the wrench!
Oh, damn! Left the water running.
So why did he take this so seriously?
Damn!
So I guess real-life Mario Kart is a thing. These people were running away from the police and threw anything they could at them. This dog saved this bird that was stuck in the house.
He said, "It's okay, little birdie. I'll let you go."
This plane was trying to land at an airport located on top of a mountain in France. They wanted to see which one Mom would call back first.
They all said what? That's crazy.
So funny.
You should play another game, just saying. You should go play another game.
See if she calls me next.
They wanted to record their baby crawling for the very first time. This plane made some super trippy smoke vortices.
That's cool.
Imagine being such a
What?
good artist that you make things even more difficult for yourself. This person was walking through a park when they saw that this wave of cotton balls was on fire.
That's awesome. That's like the coolest. What? Dang, bro. Boom.
I have some bad news, and it looks like Christmas is canceled this year. He couldn't figure out how this magic trick worked.
Where'd the food go?
Some people go to the park to feed the pigeons or ducks, but this guy feeds the local herd of eels.
What?
Daisy, you can't go to bed yet. It's 5:50 p.m. This is what having an old dog is all about. She's heading to bed.
Are you going to bed?
Daisy, it's 6. It's not even 6 o'clock.
You haven't had your meds.
Oh boy. Let it go.
Jesus!
Bye-bye.
A cat somehow got inside this expensive clothing store.
He's like, bro, I gotta poo.
So this is pretty cool. A baseball league decided to play a game of baseball under ultraviolet lights.
That's awesome.
These kids kept throwing snowballs at these workers in the river.
They're about to blast you. He's got random people. Damn.
So why did nobody tell me that alpacas sound like this? This is what it looks like when a 7.4 magnitude earthquake hits a car repair shop. Here's a video of a male seahorse giving birth. A plane was called in to put out this truck fire in Canada. I think this is the definition of working smarter instead of harder.
That's outdone, tell them boys. That's outdone. That's how for paving rounds, mate.
Oh wow, they're probably doing it on their own. No, the bus driver probably told the bus driver probably everyone get in the back and start moving back and forth so we could get this thing going.
So what exactly was the goal here?
Dang, bro. Dang, just keep going deeper. Oh no, bro. Dang. That sucks.
This fish gets really excited whenever their owner stops by.
It looks like it has a face. What the fuck?
So I guess this frog just ate a lightning.
That's so weird. That fish has a face.
So I guess this frog just ate a lightning bug. These llamas always get super excited whenever they get to leave their pen.
Aww.
That is the end of this video, or we hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Yo, llamas are cool. Alright, I gotta go to work in the morning. Thank you guys for watching. Love you all. You all are amazing. And I hope you have a great day, a great night, or a great morning, or whatever it is for you. And you're awesome and super cool and amazing. Okay, peace.